All right, I believe we are good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. How is everybody doing today? Let's see what we got. All right, so we're going to be talking about 5.2. We're going to be talking about a few very specific changes in 5.2 today on this live stream. Welcome back. I'm Kenny Phases with CG Cookie. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Go ahead and drop a comment in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. I do want to talk about... So we're going to go back here. Here we go. We're going to talk about these specific subjects up here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a note. Just some specific things that I want to go over in Blender that are brand new to our 5.2. The first one being the sample sound node. Then we're going to go over our mesh bevel node. Some physics nodes that I haven't really played around with yet, so I'm curious to get into those. And then the paper thin wall, which is part of our principal BSDF. So we're going to be going over like a few of these, just kind of checking them out, seeing what they're all about, and then creating some fun stuff in Blender. This is kind of an open live stream, but it's mainly like focused around some of the new features. So if anybody has any questions to start off with, go ahead and drop them in the chat below, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. I am going to start off with our sample sound node. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have a brand new geometry node set up here. So we're going to kind of start with that. I'll go ahead and place my camera up there. Let's go ahead and find the sound. Here we go. Sample sound frequencies. So I don't know anything about what this does. I'm going to just assume based on some of the inputs and outputs what it does. It looks like we have this node here with just like one output, which is like the amplitude. So I'm guessing what we can do is like plug this into maybe like some displacement or something like that. So I think what I'll do is I'll grab a grid, plug it in here, and I'm going to go ahead and go into my wireframe mode here. I'm going to give this maybe like 40 like I guess subdivisions or vertices here. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a set position node here. And we're going to go ahead and change this with a noise texture. And we'll do, I think I'll just do 4-dimensional. We'll go ahead and plug the factor into the offset here. You'll see that it's all over the place. We're going to do combine X, Y, Z. And we'll just focus this just on the Z. So now we'll have something that looks like this, right? And now we know we can control this with the W. So I think the idea is that we can probably plug this amplitude into the W to control it. So let me open up a, I'm going to go to my downloads. I do actually have a sound file here. There it is. This is just like something I generated a while back. Now let's go ahead and let's see, time to sample the sound at. I don't know. I really don't know what this is going to do. If I press play, nothing happens. Let's just try 10 maybe. Oh, you know what? I bet we have to plug in the frame value here to make it work. Yep, that's exactly what we need to do. And it's all over the place. And I think the reason it's all over the place is because we're going to need to dumb it down with a math node. We'll kind of maybe multiply it by like a low value. Okay, let's go back. All right, let's try this. Low, high, FFT. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what this node does, but I think we're like on the right track here. Let's go back to frame 1. It looks like it's doing something. It's doing something, certainly. Go back and play this again. It's certainly affecting our W value, which is great, but I'm just not 100% sure like what it's doing. Upper bound of the sample frequency range. Let's lower it to 100 and see if that does anything. Either it's really glitchy. Let me see. Either it's really glitchy or I'm not using it correctly. Yeah, I know. I am not 100% sure how this one works. I'm tempted to try this again though with 10. Let's go all channels. Let's bring this back up to 1,000 here. I think the idea, maybe it's the song itself. You know what? Let me try a different song here. Let's do this one. I think it's the song. Let me try a sound effect. I have some sound effects in my downloads somewhere here. This one I think is a nice one. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I think the actual sound file itself is probably most likely like what could be going on here. You said try scale. Yeah, I can try that. I can scale it down a little bit. Let's plug frame back in here. I think maybe it's the amplitude of the sound itself, like how loud the sound is. I do think I have a whole folder somewhere. Let me just check for it. I think I have a whole folder of sound effects, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Let's see. I think I had it in here. Sound effects. Where is it? I'm almost 100% sure. There it is. Okay, here we go. Sound effects. Let's try one of these here. These are all from Zapsplat, which is a free downloadable thing. So we're gonna try that out. Let's go ahead and try out. That's a button click, so that would be nice and short. But I'm kind of looking for one. Let me see if I can sort this by size. Yes, I can. All right, this one I know for a fact is a song right here. So let's try this. Okay, so as you can see, it does work. However, I think if you really wanted this to work and look good, what you would probably want to do is get a song that has more of like a steady flow to it. But that's our first node that we're going over is the sample sound node. Still pretty cool nonetheless. I can't really find a use for it unless I'm making like a music video. I need to experiment with it more, but overall, pretty cool concept for a new node. And I think a lot of people have been looking for this type of node, and there's clearly a lot that you can do with it. I just really don't know what this stuff does. I'm not really much of a music person in terms of like editing music, so not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody else can find a way to do that, but all right, let's move on to our next example. Our next example is something that I'm personally really excited for because I think a lot of people have wanted this in Blender for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new node setup here. And this is our bevel node. Let's go ahead and see what it does. So I'm going to type in bevel. So our mesh bevel node is pretty much, I think, exactly what you would think it is. Again, I'm using this for the first time. I've never used this node before now. So let's see what it does. All right, let's kind of mess around with some parameters here. Whoa. Now that's interesting. You can define. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, let's see. Segments. Okay, so segments is like, I guess, like the subdivisions of the actual bevel itself. Where is the actual, like, where is like the offset? I guess these are all the offset. So if I type in a value and I plug it in, maybe I do like 0.1 and I plug it into each one of these, I bet it'll change the whole bevel. Yep. Okay, cool. So now I understand how that works. So the start left, offset right, left, and right end, I guess, is like where the bevel starts and ends, which is really cool. So I guess you can like miter it the way that you would want to. But as far as I'm concerned, I guess if you plug a value in here, then you can then bevel that thing. That is really awesome. I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is because like there was a lot of workarounds before that people would play around with, and people would be selling the mesh bevel node that they made themselves, so they like figured this out. Now within the mesh bevel node, I wonder if it'll let us. No, it won't. Sometimes you can like tab and it'll bring you into that node group, but this doesn't look like it's a node group. But this is really nice that we're able to kind of actually do this. Miter, I guess that's specifically for the corners themselves, so you can miter the corners. This is the shape of the bevel, so you can kind of have like an outwards bevel or a flat, or oh, you can do an inwards bevel. Oh, that is so nice actually, because I can think of like a million use cases for that. That is so nice that you're able to do that. So you can do an inner bevel. That's really, really clutch. Let's see what else you can do. Obviously segments. What else do we have? You can take the selections of the. Ooh, can you bevel text? I don't know. Let's try it. You mean like a text object or like in geometry nodes text? I think that we would need a string. Now we need a what's it called? Is it string? Where is it? Is it string to mesh? I forget how to add. I usually don't do text in here. Hold on. Add, what is it? Generate geometry. Someone remind me again. How do we add in a, how do we add in text here? Can you bevel text? I don't know. You can also do custom profile. Now that's cool. Where do you see that? Oh, you can do a custom profile for the shape. Oh, for the profile. Oh, let's try. I want to try. Okay, so let's try a curve star. Can that be the profile? It can. It can. It looks weird, but it does work, because look, it looks like it's following a new profile. Let's try curve arc, because I feel like that would actually make sense for the profile. Is that working? I think it's kind of working. It does make sense that, oh, here we go. Is that working? Something's happening. Okay, you can drive a profile. That's pretty cool. String node, is that what it is? I think it is the string node, right? String. No, what is it? I can't remember. Hold on. String. Let me see. Value to string? String to curves. That's what it is. And then you do curve to mesh, I think. Hold on. Let me just make sure I remember this. Okay, here it is. There's the text. So I'll just put in here Blender. Okay, and then we'll do curve fill curve, right? And then we can extrude that, right? I think, right? Yep. Okay. So we have our curve text. Now let's see if we can apply our bevel to that. Let me just delete or do that. Hold on. Let me plug all our values back in. Okay. So I think the reason it's not working is because, let's go into wireframe. Yeah. I think it's because maybe we didn't actually convert this to a mesh. We filled the curve. No, because it is a mesh. Hold on. We're only extruding the faces. That helped a little bit. We don't want to extrude every individual face. We just only want to extrude some of it. And then we are using a bevel on the edges a little bit. But our shape is weird, so let's make it an outer bevel. Let's make it 0.5. And then the segments, 8, that's fine. We only want the edges. You know what? I think we can do edge boundary. Can't we do edge boundary? I'm pretty sure. Fillet and extrude. Oh, fill, I meant? Fill and extrude, yep. Hello, hey, how you doing? Creanie195, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, no, this is a great node. So I think it will work. I think the reason it's not working correctly right now is because I'm probably just doing something incorrect. Let me just look. I want to look at the topology real quick. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's why. So when we're filling it with, okay, I think I know the reason that this is not working properly. It's because of the topology that we're feeding into the mesh bevel. That's the reason it's not working. Any chance you'd make an updated beginner's basic video using 5.2? That's not a bad idea. We'll go ahead and write that down. I really like that idea. That's something we can definitely visit. Now, when we're extruding this, we're extruding all the faces. We don't want individual. Let me see if I can do n-gons. Oh, hey, here we go. Okay, let's try this now. All right, now let's see. There it is. Okay, so now there's still a few little like glitchy areas. It probably has to do with maybe we might be able to clean this up. Let me see if I can clean up the mesh first. But the bevel looks a lot better. So when we raise the bevel, you can see there's a certain point where it starts to get destroyed a little bit. And I think the reason for that is because of just like the topology in general. But look how cool this is now for like wherever our text people are, the people that want that like nice like chiseled edge, like you can kind of achieve that. I think there's probably a workaround to make this look a little bit better. I think to actually make the text, I have an idea of how to make this text topology a little bit better. I think we can merge by distance, or we can do we can isolate just the edges themselves. I believe we can do that. Let me just think about how to do that. Separate. We can do separate geometry. Oh my gosh. If I can type anything. There it is. Separate geometry. But we want to separate something specific. I want to do is edge boundary, I believe. Okay. So no, yes and no. We like kind of did it, but like we really didn't do it. So what's interesting though is now I wonder, if we don't do this, maybe we can only choose the edge boundaries and only bevel those. Can we select a selection to bevel? I don't know that we can. I don't think we can. That would be cool if we could though. Because the bevel is working, like it is working, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's just a matter for us to like fix that topology. Oh, here we go, selection. Is edge boundary, and it is not working. But I think oh, hold on. Hold up a second. Okay, here's something that's interesting. We're beveling only the top now. And you know what? Let me miter those edges. let's not miter those edges. No, this is a cool. There's a lot. I can already imagine like there's so much you can do with this node. I do want to explore it a little bit more just because like we're on the topic. But this is interesting because now we're taking that extrusion and we're only taking the top. I want to see what it does to the sides. Wow, look, it does work on the sides. It's still working on the top though. Why? Faces. I mean, I just want to see something interesting. You know what? I have an idea. Let's not extrude it. I just want to see something. I want to see, can we bevel? Are there edges? Hold on. Is edge boundary? And then we'll come back and we'll explore this a little bit more. Is edge boundary? And it doesn't want to do it. Oh, can we bevel the vertices? We can. I didn't even think to try that. We can bevel the vertices. Oh, that's actually clutch because now you can take a sharp corner, you can curve it first, and then you can extrude your mesh upwards. Now that is a very good technique. Maybe it can affect the angle. Could you make a boolean between the top and is edge boundary, like an exclusive? Maybe. Are you saying like somehow actually separate the edge boundary first? You might be able to. I'm interested in this approach too because the only thing with this is now it's trying to find like every single vertice and bevel it, which we really don't want. We only want like the actual corners. So like I guarantee you there's probably an interesting like workaround to really make this work. Wow, there's so much to even like think about here. Okay, let's come back to this. Let's do yeah, there we go. Okay, I want to come back to this because I want to see real quick, is there a way for us to like then take this information right here? Because I saw these outputs, right? We have our vertex, face, outer edge. These are just selections though. So now I'm like, can we extrude the mesh, but only extrude the outer edge? Interesting. So now look, we can now select like the output of the bevel, like the things that are happening within the bevel, we can then output them to something else. So that's kind of interesting. Let's try edge face. Not really my cup of tea, but kind of interesting nonetheless. That's what you're going for. Vertex face. Okay, and then let's try mid edge. Mid edge. I'm not seeing anything happen for that one. Oh, maybe because we have to select edges. Okay, yep, that's why. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening there. It's interesting that we can still choose whether we want the faces to be extruded or if we want the edges to be, even though it really only says, I guess no, it does say face and edge. Yeah, okay. I wonder if I selected edges here. It would still work. Okay, so it would still work in the reverse scenario there. That is really interesting. I don't really have any use for that, but it is cool that you can then take these outputs, feed them into something else, right? All right, let's take a quick break and read the comments here. Nice. I'm trying to do motion graphics in Blender, and beveling text in GeoNodes would be really helpful. Yeah, and I think this is like how you would go about doing it. Now, if I want to do it like more professionally, I'd probably keep it at this, right? And then also like I said, you could. There is one more thing you could do because if we go back to filling the mesh, right? Right now we have fill curve, and I want to see we're doing n-gons. But you know what's weird is I find this annoying is like there's really no like topology. Like it's just doing the best it can do to like give us the best result with the minimum amount of actual like vertices and edges and things like that. But I would like to see this in like a grid format where there's like I guess quad topology, if you will. And right now we're not really getting that. So I do have an idea that I want to try because I used this technique before. What we could do is we could add a grid. And we'll just give this, I don't know, 100 and 100. And then what we could do is we could separate, or I'm sorry, we could use a mesh boolean, right? And maybe we could cut the text out of that mesh boolean. Let me just see something. Oh, might have crashed Blender there. Hold on. Let me do manifold. Try it. We'll try float. Maybe we could reverse these. Let me try this guy and this guy. Oh, no, we'll do an intersection. Hold on, we'll do an intersection of the two. Yep, this is more what I was looking for. Now, this isn't exactly really working, but you kind of get the idea. We have the B, and then we're filling it with the grid. So I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just haven't seen how it's done yet, but we could keep experimenting with that. You need to decimate the topology somehow in GeoNodes. Yes, I agree, and there must be a way, or at least maybe whatever I'm doing, we're filling the curve. You could, I mean, this just looks horrible. Like, let me think about something real quick. If we take this, we extrude it. I'm thinking through, like, how would you make this like really, really good topology? I guess you could take the curve and like fill it with something else, or you could distribute points in there. Maybe like, I really come back to the grid just because it's like, it's like perfect little squares, and you would think we can take these, right, and then basically divide the shape up. There's like, I just want to show you like an extraction method real quick, and then we'll kind of move forward. If you take an image, for example, an image texture, I just want to show you guys because I've used this technique before and it's worked really well, and odds are we can probably use it again. I'm just looking for an image. I want to look for an image like a logo that I have sitting in here. It can really be, this will work with any image, but I'm going to find one that'll work really well with, so you can see this example clearly. Wow, where the heck are all my logos? They're sitting in here somewhere. Okay, it'll work with this one. So this is our PayPal logo, but I want to show you something. I can separate the geometry of this. And let me show you this. We're going to take this grid. We're going to use the UV map to match to our PayPal logo, and then I'll use a color ramp. Okay, and I will separate the geometry of the mesh. Let's see if I can get this to work. There it is. All right, so notice how when can you guys see this? I hope you can. Let me get a better image. Hold on. This image really won't do it justice. I need a, that won't work either. Okay, this will work perfectly. Okay, so this is the Slack logo. Now, although, let me go ahead and bump up the vertices. There you go. Now you can really tell. So this isn't a perfectly square image, so it's getting distorted. But basically, what we're doing is we're taking the logo. We're extracting the color information, and then we're separating the geometry of our grid from that. But what's cool is if we flip this, now we have the logo, right? Let me find a square image, and you'll see what it really looks like. Okay, I think this one's square. This one's square. Why am I not getting the result? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I have the Slack logo, right? I've taken it, and I have really good, like, well, better geometry, right? Now here's the trick to this. This is like pro level tips, so pay attention. Right here, I have the vertices at 100 by 100. The more I raise this, right, the closer those corners get to the actual like logo itself. But here's where you really, really get it to look good. You ready for this? This is a pro level tip. We're gonna set the position, right? And you're probably thinking, oh, that doesn't make any sense. That just moves things around, right? But watch this. We're going to take the position of all the points, and we're basically going to get like the average of that position. Watch this. Ready? Blur, attribute, great node that I discovered like last year. I'm going to plug that into the position. Now look, you can already see a difference. Now we just iterate on this a few more times. Now look at that. See how it's smoothing those edges out? See that? And now it's up to us to say, okay, we're probably going to need a little bit more over here. So let's go ahead and do a value node. Instead of 200, let's try 300 for both of these. And now when we come back to our blur attribute and we iterate, now we have a nice, smooth logo. You're welcome, because this right here is pro level tip, and you're welcome. A smooth mesh node. Oh, is there? What is it called? What's the node called? Oh, smooth geometry? No. Hold on. I gotta try this. I've never seen this node before. Oh, no way. I did not know that. Okay. I want to see what's inside of this. Oh my God, it's literally the exact same nodes. But actually, this is nice because now you don't have to add all these nodes manually. I had no idea. No idea that this node, honest to God, I had no idea. But okay, so it's the same node. All right, good. Now the weight, wait, what's the weight plugged into? Oh, okay, I guess I didn't really mess around with that one. That is awesome. Anyway, that's how you get really good topology. And you're probably thinking, well, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because you can probably do this with text in some capacity. I just don't know like exactly how. My guess is that you could maybe have an image of text. Like if if I go down, let me just go through my downloads. I have no idea if I have one with text in it. Let's just see. Oh, look, there's the Sprite logo. We could try that. This is not sponsored by Sprite, by the way, but you get the idea, right? It's a little shaky towards the edges, but I'm sure there's even another workaround, right? I'm sure there is. Pretty cool though. I thought that technique was like definitely worth like covering. And one of the other things that's cool about it is then you can extrude that to get like a 3D logo. Easy example. Let's go ahead and grab whatever the first logo is that I see that I really want to extrude. The PayPal one is good, but I'm looking for, I think I have the, we'll go back to Slack. Okay, so now we have the Slack logo, right? You're making a client project. You're like, all right, the logo's looking good. Let me extrude this mesh. And there you go. We come back, and now, ooh, that looks really good. Now here's the question: will the bevel node work on this? Let me just save this real quick. Save it as something really specific, right? Will the bevel node work on this? The mesh bevel node. Go ahead and drop your comment below. Will the mesh bevel node work on this? Yes or no? I already have my guess. I won't tell you what it is though. All right, my guess is it will not, but let's see. You never know. Perfect. So I think the reason this is happening is because we just have so many things. Let me just bump this down to 100. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and bump down the value. Now, hold on. We don't know if it worked or not yet because we need to set our offsets here. So hold on. Nope, didn't work. Just see something here. Yeah, and it did not work, but the reason it didn't work is because, like I said, I think it's applying to every single edge. However, we could try the is edge boundary and see if that works. Did that work? I don't think it did. Nah, didn't work. You think there'll be issues? Yeah, I figured there might be. And what like that this is one of those things where it's like there's always a workaround, but it just takes like hours and hours of experimentation. Not a lot of people like talk about that because when you see tutorials, what you normally see is like the perfect version every single time because, well, someone took the time to, experiment for hours and hours. All right, I'm going to move on from the mesh bevel node. Let's go ahead and see what was our next topic. Physics nodes. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a little disclaimer here. Again, I'm just getting back into Blender and things like that, where I've been pretty busy in my life, but I do want to come back to Blender and try some of this stuff out. So I haven't tried this before, so odds are when we try these things out, I'm basically going to have no idea what I'm doing because I just literally have never touched this stuff. So just be patient as we figure this out together. This is really, really new to me. Most of the physics things that I do are all in this physics panel here. In fact, I'll just give a quick shout out to Core. For those who don't know what Core is, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop a quick, go ahead and drop this down here real quick. I want to tell you guys about Core because when we talk about physics, and we'll make a new geo node set up here. When we talk about physics, this is one of the most important things that I can possibly tell you is that if you really truly want to learn physics, I would highly suggest Core. So just a quick product shout out. This is something that the team has been working super hard on with CG Cookie. This is our pre-sale right now. So if you go in there, you can see all the different things we're teaching. 3D mesh modeling. I'm going to skip forward to mine because I'm so proud of everything that I've created in here. And I'm really happy to be sharing this knowledge with you guys. Physics is course number 8. And there's just so many amazing things packed into there. So just wanted to quickly shout that out. Let's go ahead and hop into our geometry nodes now without further ado. A lot of great knowledge in there, guys. Years and years of industry knowledge. All right, so simulation nodes. Whew, here we go. I'm just going to assume it's under the simulation. Here it is, XP, let's see, XP BDP. Oh my God, I can't even read that. What does that say? XP BD solver, experimental. No idea what this node does, but let me see what else is in there too. Simulation. Oh, here we go. Cloth dynamics. Oh, here we go. Okay, collider. Know what a collider is. Where is that? All right, let's see if this works. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to go over quick little physics tips real quick, like regular physics tips. A collider is basically just like it allows an object to collide with it. A good example, we have a plane, right? We bring it up here, you know, give it the old subdivision workflow here. Go ahead and add a cloth to it. Go back to frame 1. Click on our cube and we give it a collision. Now, giving it a collision will allow the cloth to, well, be simulated on top of it. Just like that, right? We have our cloth simulation, easy. However, now I'm thinking, okay, we don't need this modifier or like physics modifier anymore. So let's go into geometry nodes. Let's go ahead and delete this. Let's add a collider to this. Now, as far as I'm concerned, what should happen is the exact same thing. And let's see if it does. All right, that's pretty cool. So, and it fell off. Why did it fall off? I'm not sure why it fell off. Let me just check. So, oh, another thing a lot of people just don't do, but I love doing it. If I don't know what something does, I just hover over it and I read. Okay, deforming, whether the collider geometry is changing. So if we were to like, I'm assuming that means if we were to like scale this up or scale it down and animate that, like we would check this box so that it's constantly checking for new collisions is what I'm assuming. Boundary is if it's true, the simulated geometry should stay within the mesh instead of being pushed out of it. Okay. I don't think I would want this one checked. It sounds like, yeah, no, I don't, not sure what that one would do. All right, edge contacts, increased collision accuracy. I don't think we need that because we're not simulating like anything too crazy. It's just a little cloth sim. All right, margin. This one's really important because I teach this in the fundamentals of physics within core. This is like where the boundary is. So let me just get my annotation tool. So proud that I'm using that, right? So we have right here, we have our plane. So where it collides with our object, right, there's going to be a small margin that we can't see. It could be a big margin like this, and it could hit up here. It could be a small margin, hit closer, or the margin could be so small that it actually looks like it's touching the object. And this is really what we want because we want it to look like it's touching our object. So I'll probably just keep this at 0 or 0.0, maybe 0.01. Let's go ahead and let's play this back. Let's see what we get. I'm not sure why it's falling through though. That I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe our simulation is stopping. Let me come back here. Let me go to my cloth settings and go to my cache. Now our simulation goes all the way up to 250. So why is it stopping? Where is it stopping? What frame? Frame like 50. Why would it fall through? Let me check some other things. Error threshold. Okay. Softness. No, we don't want that. Nothing really. I can't imagine why this would not be working. Let me do one more thing. Let me just apply the scale here. Sometimes that can fix things. Let's just see. Probably not. Oh, what just happened? That was weird. Let me add the cloth back. Well, that's not good. And congratulations, we have broken our physics simulation. All right, we'll try boundary box. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why is it not working at all now? I'm going to start over. When all else fails, start over. All right, subdivide, cloth. Oh, I do have a thought. Hold on. This has collider. Let me uncheck boundary and see if it's working at all. I don't think I changed that much. Did I change? I really didn't change anything, did I? All right, another thought I had though, now that I'm thinking, maybe we need to bake this out. I have a weird feeling this has something to do with the cache. Let me bake this out to frame 50. It could be the cache. Yep, that's what I thought. Nope, it's not. Why are you acting weird, my friend? I just love it when I love it when cloth physics embarrasses me on live stream. Yeah, but Brady, I see what you're saying, but earlier we did this and it did work once. I remember because we did it on the live stream. Well, on this live stream, if you go back like a few minutes or however long, this cloth did interact with our collider. But nonetheless, let's try it all in geometry nodes. I think I see what you're saying. So what we should be able to do is now we should be able to add a cloth, right? Cloth dynamics. What? Hold on, let's check it out. See, this is cool though, because look, now we can see all the cool things we can interact with. My question is, oh my God, look at the node group. My question is, why is this collider not working? I do want, part of me wonders if it all needs to be like one object. You see you did it? Have I made a box? Have you made a box for the collider? Like it's almost like it lost. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me try it again. Let's try it again. Collider, I won't touch anything. All right, now my question is, does it have to be all in the same group? Like I said, and this is good because we're doing this together to figure it out, but I haven't really messed with the simulation nodes much. It makes sense how it should work. Like it's input and output. Your mesh is inputted, it turns into a collider. It's then outputted to, I guess, the physics world, if you will. But what's weird about this is that now I'm wondering, like, okay, here's a test. Here's a test. Let me delete the collider for a second. Let me add a turbulence force field and turn off the gravity. I'm going to turn the turbulence force field to like 10. Just want to see if the cloth does anything. The cloth is still falling. Let's uncheck gravity. Is it reacting to the force field? Not really. Effectors, here we go. Okay, I think I got it now. It sounds like we're going to need to put, let's delete our turbulence. Let's get gravity going again. I wonder if gravity's all held in here. It is. Okay, that's something we learned. Now let's take our cube. Let's give it a collision, collider, whatever. For our collection, we'll choose this collection. That was it. All right, so here's what we've learned. This is really good because I'm learning this for the first time right now. Now we know that when we're using geometry nodes physics simulations with this, we need to make sure everything's in the same collection. Otherwise, it won't. I guess it just doesn't even look at it as a potential simulation or a collider. Okay, this is great. Now we can adjust things like our margin. So now I can click on my collider. For my margin, I'm going to choose 0.1 just to go back and see. Better. Now you can see, and I'm playing this over and over again on purpose so that we can kind of see where that margin is. You can see that if we look, the margin's still really far away, right? You can see the distance is like from here to here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can show you here. Yeah, here you go. You can see it here better. Here we go. So the actual cloth is hitting up here, but we want it to hit closer. So I'm going to go ahead and make this like 0.01. We're going to play this back. And now you can see it's actually clipping through. And I think the reason that it's clipping through is because of our solver, which the substeps need to be higher. Let's set them to 10 and let's see if this looks a little bit better. It's looking a little bit better. Let's also give it more subdivisions. Let's play this back. Much better, much better. I cannot believe that I've waited so long to mess around with this. So, all right, so we're learning a lot here. So now here's how it works. We basically add a geometry nodes setup. We define the type of physics that the object should have, and now we can control it all like procedurally, which is pretty darn stinking awesome. And look, I can't shade this smooth, which is actually good because I think that I do it here, and I do. And remember, if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen that we add a subdivision surface modifier to our cloth to add that extra level. I'm wondering if we can also do that in geometry nodes. Now, there's a difference here, right? There's subdivision surface, and then there's subdivide mesh. I think we want subdivision surface. Yep, we do. And now you can see higher quality mesh, but the same level of calculations, right? We can make it look higher quality. Now, we're still getting clipping. And I think the reason that we're still getting clipping is because of the underlying mesh here. Let's see, softness. We don't want that. Let's see. Okay, I think I might just like / into this and just give this just a really slight bevel. Let's see if this works now. Much better. Still getting a little bit of clipping, and the reason we're getting that clipping is because of the margin. So I'm going to do 0.15, I believe. Oh, why are we still getting clipping? Let me see something. Stretchiness, bendiness, structure, damping. Oh, there's so many. Oh, tearing. Oh, that's cool. We're going to have to try that one out. Do you have self-collisions in geonodes? Oh, you know what? Let's see, because you're so right, because we do want that, and do we have that? Do we have self-collisions? Oh, here we go, structure. Collision radius. I want to lower that, actually. It's a little bit better. Damping, substeps. I might even bump those up to 15. Hold on. There we go. You know what's weird here is that it's really like flint, like it almost doesn't even really look like cloth. So I think we're gonna need to adjust. Let's adjust bendiness maybe like 0.5. I see, like if you look at the actual cloth solver on real cloth, there we go. Okay, that's too much. Let's try 0.1. So these settings are a little bit different than what you would typically see on a standard physics simulation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I just mess something up? Yeah, I did. Hold on. I meant to put that here. There we go. So, like, okay, I just want to show you guys this. Like, this is already looking a lot better. Now, is there self-collisions? Did I explore the whole thing here? Tearing. We'll come back to that. I don't think I'm seeing self-collisions, which is really weird. You would think that they would have that. And this is kind of where I come back to like if we add a plane, I just want to show you something. If we add a plane right here with a cloth physics, if you look on the right-hand side at all these settings, they're completely different than what we're going to see with geometry nodes. So it's just something to like, it's something to consider. And again, we're still getting the clipping. Why are we getting the clipping? I do think maybe the margin just needs to be a little bit higher. Let's play it back. Just still getting just a little bit of clipping here. I want to click on the cloth. I almost tempted to go to 0.1. Let's try it again. Now remember, okay, this is looking a little bit better. Remember, with cloth simulations, you know, we might have to bake this out, so I'm going to look into how to do that. Oh, here we go. On the right, under our physics tab, we have our simulation nodes. We can click bake. I wonder what it'll bake out to, though, because did we tell it how many frames we're looking to bake to? I don't think we did. Let's just click bake and see how far out it goes. I think 250 is the default, so it's probably going to try that. What did it? Oh, I guess it did calculate to frame. But this will allow for smooth playback. See how now we have really smooth playback? Do you have self-collision? Yes. Isn't there self-collision in cloth hair dynamics? Yep. Someone said, thank you, you're welcome. Maybe self-collision is on by default. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm seeing clipping though. Am I seeing? I just want to see, are we seeing clipping here? Maybe we're not. Maybe we're not. I want to take this bendiness to 0.05 and I want to play it back again. I also want to, I kind of want to like delete the bake. Yeah, let's delete. I want to delete the bake. I don't know that I am seeing clipping, but either way, is there any situation you may not need self-collision? Yeah, so like the reason we do self-collision is because the cloth will intersect itself and it'll look like it's cutting through itself, which it shouldn't be able to do. Well, at least in a more realistic situation. And it's interesting how they say like this is experimental, because I think maybe these are some of the things they're still solving themselves, right? So like that self-collision, maybe it just doesn't exist for us just yet. This is really interesting. You know what's really interesting? All of these have inputs, so we can change them over time. For example, let's try tearing real quick. Let's try tearing. You know what? I think I need to calculate to frame, maybe. There we go. I think the reason we're not getting any tearing is because the mass needs to be higher for each vertice. And also, why am I not getting... I don't know how to reset the bake. Hold on. Bake. No. No. Hold on. I'm looking to see... I wish they had a I wish the cache was built into this node. That would be probably a little bit easier. Can you extrude the plane to make it equal as solidify? Oh yeah, so like, okay, so there's another thing when you do this. Actually, I'm really glad you pointed this out. When we do simulations, obviously, like from the side view. In fact, let's go back to frame 0 because you'll see it. You can't. If I deselect the plane, you can't even see it because it really doesn't have any thickness because it's just like it's like a floating like grid of points. It's not really thick at all. So let's give it some extrusion and see if that works. Extrude mesh. Let's just do, I don't know, 0.1. I just want to see what this looks like. So you can give it a little bit of thickness. Let's do 0.01. There you go. Got a little bit of thickness for your cloth. A little bit better, right? There you go. I guess you can do that. So, I mean, this isn't solidify, but you can rename it, and you can say solidify cloth. Did you guys know you could rename nodes? When I learned that, I was like, oh, that's goofy. So yeah, we just solidified the cloth using an extrude node, and now we're good to go, right? We've solidified it. Looks good. That's awesome. And I'm curious because now, like I said, like all of this stuff, like stretchiness and bendiness, we can like keyframe all this. So I almost wonder if we can either keyframe it or we can drive it with like the frame value. Like probably wouldn't want to do that though. Let me see, mass. You could increase the mass over time or the friction. Collision radius. Oh, there's so many things. Okay, and then like effectors. Like let me add my turbulence back in and let me bring it up to like some ridiculous value like 50. Now I'm wondering, will that turbulence value affect our plane? I can't tell if it's affecting it or not. Let me calculate to frame. I'm not seeing if it's working or not. You know what? Instead of turbulence, let's make it a force field with a value of 50, which should push the cloth away. Let's calculate it to frame 60. Doesn't really seem to be working. Let's see, cloth tag. What is cloth tags? I wonder if it works with well, it does say it works with effectors, collision effectors, but I'm not sure if it works with force fields. That's not 100% guaranteed that it works with that because we don't really. Well, I personally don't know that yet. Just looking to see. Let's bake it. Let's bake it out. It looks like it's baking differently now. Almost wonder if it wasn't working at all the whole time. And I don't know, I'm not seeing the effect of the force field. So, all right, well, we got our cloth sim. Let's go ahead and mess around with some other simulation types. Also, in the meantime, while I'm over here, I do want to mention, again, just in the chat below, if you guys are interested, we do have our core series coming out. This is version 2, where I teach physics just like this. So, just wanted to shout that out real quick. The pipeline of UV unwrapping the mesh and applying the texture to the sheet is the name of GeoNodes. I am returning to Blender from a break. Nice. Yeah, no, that's. Let me. Oh, you're asking about that pipeline? Is that what? Are you asking me about the pipeline specifically, or something different? All right. Either way, here we go. So we went with cloth. Let's try some other physics. I'm going to open up a new file now that we know a little bit more. Let's add a cube. Let's go ahead and add this in. And now I want to add in some physics. So let's go to add simulation. So we just did cloth. That was a pretty long chunk of time. We have collider. We know what both of those do. Oh, here we go. Custom force. No way. Where is that node at? How did it get down there? All right. Custom force. Where do you input that? Oh, wait a minute. I think I know how this works. Let me get, wait, what is this solve? I don't really know what this solver is, but now I'm thinking here, if we have, let's just say this was cloth. I just want to see something. The force field can go into effectors. I bet you this plugs in here. I bet you that's what it is. Now let's delete this and add a plane, scale it up, subdivide it. We're going to turn gravity off. I'm so excited to try this. We're going to turn gravity off because I just want this to be like a turbulence force field. Wait, is this turbulence? I don't know what this is. Let's just raise the Z value. I don't know, like, I don't know what's going to happen here. I have no idea. I thought that we were going to be able to select the force field. But look, it's pushing it up. It's pushing it up. We did it correctly. That's cool. I don't know. For custom force, I wonder if I add a turbulence in and then I drag the turbulence in here, can I like, no, I can't. Okay. What would this accept? Is there turbulence? Well, what type of input would this accept? What's a closure? Bro, what? I don't want world space. I wonder if you can plug a noise texture into it. So, what in the world? Gideon, what's up, buddy? Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. Oh my god. Oh boy. Noise texture. I'm trying it. I'm trying it. We're going to try it out here. All right, let's see. Now into what though? Into this? I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, it's working. Hold on. Hold on. It is working. I see some things going on. Let's go back. It is working. No way, bro. No way. Now the question is, why is it going up to the right? Like what part of that? Oh, this is interesting. I almost wonder if you can combine, or no, you can do vector, not vector, what is it? Is it combine XYZ? No, I can't do it here, right? Can I? Can I only target the Z? I can. I can target, that's crazy. So then, that's actually wild, actually. Hold on, let me see something. How cool is that? And then you could multiply. I bet you could vector scale. You could vector scale. Hi, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. You could vector scale it. Bro. Now the question is, how do you make it static? I have an idea on how you could do that. I'm tempted to say, oh man, that's tough. Could you do a vector combine? Is it combine? No. Hold on. Oh, how would you reverse it? Could you unnormalize it? Hold on. Yep. If you uncheck normalize, now we're getting just the now we're getting a noise texture that's affecting our claw simulation. Wait, that is crazy. Hold on a second. That's crazy. Look at that. Are you guys seeing this? This is, I don't think people realize how powerful. I might have to make a whole series on just this because this is like, wait, this is crazy. And you can adjust the distortion. So I could do like a distortion of 2 or like 10. If I did a distortion of 10, oh, this is gold. No, this is like, I don't think people realize like how powerful this actually is for physics. This is like insanely powerful. Not to mention the fact that you can animate these things in like procedurally speaking. This is actually like next level. Now the question is like, how do you pull things in as a force field rather than like, I'm thinking, okay, so that's a field to like affect things. What's a closure? Is that when things close in? No, probably not. So that's field. Okay, so at least we know that we can affect things with a custom force field. I think you can, you know what we could do? I wonder if we can drive the W value with a frame. So now every frame, the W value is going to change. And now look, you have this like rippling thing that's affected. That's pretty darn stinking cool. It is, but like, I don't know. Who do I want to win for the World Cup? Oh man, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really watch soccer like that. Oh my God, stop it right now. Oh my gosh. How did my students find the live stream? That's hysterical. Zesty bestie. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh my God. How are you guys doing? How's your summer going? Is it going well? Do you guys miss me yet? I will miss you guys next year though, for sure. Man, I'll tell you what though. I'm excited for the new job, but I will miss my old school. I will definitely miss my old school. But as you can see, I'm still teaching, but this time we're teaching Blender, which is my favorite program, as you guys know. All right, either way, Leo's great. He's doing so good. Oh my gosh. The baby's great. The baby's great. Baby's keeping me busy. I haven't been able to live stream in a while, but it's nice to get back to it today. All right, let's man, I don't even know like what else so that's a noise texture. Let's try a wave texture. Let's see what we get here. Oh, see ya. Why is it going up like that? What did I do differently? Oh, I unnormalized it, but wave texture is probably different. What other textures do we have? Ooh, a Gabor texture. What does that do again? Again, it's going. Where's it going, bro? I mean, the noise texture was perfect. Let me see what other texture. Oh, brick texture? Can that work? Hold on. Interesting. I think you can take, what I think you can do is I think you can like level it back out by multiplying it by itself, but the negative version of that, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh. Emmanuel, welcome to the chat. All right, here we go. Go back to noise texture real quick. And I think the key here is this normalize, because I think normalize, if you uncheck that, it only goes from 0 to 1. So interesting. And this is going back to a scale of 1. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out if there's self-collision enabled. We're going to tab into edit mode, duplicate this. Now we have 2 of them, one on top of the other one. Let's see if they collide. Do they collide? Yep, they do. Okay, so we do not have self-collisions. You can see it right here. We don't have self-collisions. But here's what's really cool. Now you can take multiple objects and make them affected at the same time. Now here's the other question. Can we add in a cube, scale it down, right? Let's put it right here. Let's give it just a little, a little bevel. Something like that, shade it smooth. We'll give it a collider. Okay, we'll click back on here. We'll make sure that our collection is the same. Let's see if it works. See if it collides. Did it collide? I think it's working. Is it colliding? All right, now here's the real test. Let's turn normalize back on. Now it should just fly straight up. Will it affect? Oh, whoa, hold on a second. Are we seeing this, guys? Are we seeing this physics effect? Whoa, whoa, look at that. How awesome is that? So now you think about, okay, do I take some text and just like put it on there and simulate? And then here's what's really cool. Here's what's really cool, and I love this stuff, is that now what you can do is you can set up a template, give it to a client, be like, hey, just like drop your logo in there, and we will make it into like this really cool cloth simulation. And you know what? We're on here. Let's try it out. Let's try it out, because here's what's cool. I have a cube here, right? And this is a collision. Doesn't have to be a cube. We can make this entirely procedurally. In fact, we can use the exact same thing that we did earlier with our image, and then we convert it into a logo. This is about to get, you guys are going to be like, how the heck? This is crazy. Just watch. Ready? Image texture, right? Image texture. There's no self-collision. No, we already just checked. I'm going to go ahead and find, oh, here, was that it? Superhive logo. I'm looking for the Superhive logo because I have it in here somewhere. There's a lot of like just memes in here and things like that. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Superhive logo, right? We'll go ahead and do a grid, okay, because I want this to be a grid. I want to plug my UV into this image. Oops, into the vector. There we go. And then I want to separate geometry. And I want to separate this specifically. Here it is. There is our B. Look, there's the B right there. Let me make this grid like 5 by 5. So I want it to be affected by our cloth. And then we're just going to extrude the mesh, right? Upwards a little bit. And we are going to do smooth geometry. But doesn't work like that. Hold on. You know what? Let's just see if this works. Let's go ahead and set it as a collider. I'm genuinely curious if this works. All right, I think I know why this is happening. I have a weird feeling that we might need to check some boxes here, and we're also probably going to need to like refine this geometry, because right now, if you look, there's like a couple little lines in here that I think shouldn't be there. So let's get our color ramp in here. There we go. That's a little bit better already. And then before we extrude, let's smooth geometry. Okay. And if we really wanted to, we could probably remesh this. We could probably do merge by distance, right? And then we could probably smooth that again. No, we could probably not smooth that again, but we could probably do what is it? Is there a remesh? No, there's no remesh, but there is what is it called? No, we're gonna get this though. Hold on, not remesh. Merge by distance, subdivide. I'm thinking, hold on. My brain stopped. It's not remesh, it is merge by distance. We already tried blurred attribute. I forget, but let's see if it works right now. Let's see if it works as is. Oof. Why is that happening? Let's get rid of boundary. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna figure it out. It's not deforming. I think it has to do, I'm pretty sure that it, oh, we have individual checked. Let's get rid of that. That helped, that actually, believe it or not, helped a little bit. Try boundary. All right, uncheck boundary, 0.01 for the margin, low margin. We're getting somewhere though. Notice how it's like interacting better. Oh, I see. It's not, we don't have the original bottom. Oh, okay, no, this is my mistake. I'm so glad I did this. We extruded the mesh, but we did not keep the bottom of the mesh, which is this part. So we want to rejoin it back together right here. Now there's the bottom. It's a little shoddy, but let's see if it works. Perfect. And just like that, we have a beautiful, beautiful animation. Decimate, maybe. Volume to mesh. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're saying mesh to volume, volume to mesh? Let's try it. Let's try it out. I like that. Hold on. Mesh to volume. Smart. Did it work? Did work. Okay. Let's try it. My friend, someone go buy this guy whatever he wants, because that was such a genius solution to that. And I believe the higher the density, right? I believe, or is it the threshold? The lower the threshold? I don't remember the exact. Oh, it doesn't matter. We made it work. So here's what's the cool part is now we can press play, and like I'm wondering. Okay, there's a couple things I want to do. We're gonna go back. I want to delete the top layer of this because we don't really need it anymore. Hold on. There we go. Excuse me. I just want one piece of fabric. Oh, so cool. And now, although it is a little bit subtle, if we give this more subdivisions, hold on a second. Let me give this more subdivisions and go back. That's sick. That's sick. Viddy, how are you? Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat now. Hello. How sick is that? You won the stock comp? No, you did not. No, you did not. Did you really? Oh my God. So now, here's what's really cool about this. This is all entirely procedural. I don't have to really, I mean, I can bake this, but I don't have to bake this. And it gets better. But wait, there's more. We'll smooth it. We'll go to shade smooth. Now, how cool is that? Now we have the imprint of the logo on our cloth. Now, there's probably even one more thing we can do. You know what? Let me take, where is it? Let me take this, and I want this to be slightly bigger anyway. So let's go ahead to 7x7, and let's press play. I'm gonna hide this though because I want to see what the reveal looks like right away. So let's look at this. How sick is that? Look at that. Is everybody seeing that? All in geometry nodes, physics. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then like you can hop into like your rendered view. You can go over here and get, let me go into cycles here. You can go in here and use your GPU because we don't want our computer to explode. We can add in an environment texture if we want to. I'll just choose this guy here. And then you can like give this an actual like material. Now right now you're not gonna be able to see this material, or maybe you will. I didn't think we would be able to see it because usually you have to set it in geometry nodes, which is interesting that we don't have to set it though. Yeah, no, this is pretty darn good. And not to mention, I can increase or decrease the resolution of the simulation without even having to edit a mesh because it's all completely procedural. How stinking cool is that? Give it a little metallic, a little bit of a low roughness here. How, so amazing. So amazing. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Amazing. I think this is awesome. Honest to God. Believe it or not, so for the people that are watching that like have used Blender for a while, you know why this is so cool. But if you haven't, like the reason this is so important is because other programs can do this like pretty seamlessly. And now that we have like full procedural control over this, like this is like a whole nother level of like simulation here. And not to mention, I'm going to do this. It's going to slow my computer down a little bit. I could subdivide this like one more time. It's going to be slow, but I'm going to save this real quick too. I'm going to call this logo press in. Is that way we know? All right, I'm going to press play. Blender might crash. Let's see what happens. Okay, Blender hasn't crashed yet, but what we should get now is the same logo imprint, but much, much more defined. Let's see. You'll see the moment that it happens. And here's what's even crazier. The logo itself is super pixelated. Like, it's like, we can do better. We can do even better than this. In fact, let's do better. Let's do even better. Let's go back to this, and let's get this guy. Where's this? Oh, here we go. Voxel amount. Because I think, oh no, we want this to be high, right? Like 200. I'll do 150. Okay, maybe I'll do 100. What's this interior bandwidth now? I want 100. That's better. Why is it still so like pixelated though? What's this threshold here? Okay, we have grid, we have amount, and we have here we go. Oh. I wonder if it has to do with the smoothing. Maybe we don't want to smooth it as much. No, I do want to smooth it. It's a little bit better. Change the density. That's actually a little bit better. I think we already are going to have a better result just right then and there. Now, remember this softness value? Part of me wonders if we could adjust this as well. I don't know. You know what? It doesn't matter. Let me see this in real time. We're going to press play. We're going to see what happens. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a beautiful simulation coming up. Here we go. Look at that fabric. Look at the way it's moving. Oh my gosh. here's what's even cooler. Once that happens, we can basically tell Blender to stop with the noise texture that's driving this thing up. And then guess what we have? Whew. Gorgeous imprint. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous imprint. Look at that. Look at that. And here's the crazy part. You can make it even better by increasing the resolution even more. Or we go back and we check. Oh, we didn't even use subdiv on it. If I use subdiv on this right now, it actually might crash. Let's just try it. Subdivide mesh. No, we want... Was that what I did last time? Subdivide mesh? No, I wanted subdivision surface. Did it crash? Nope. Didn't crash. I don't really see a huge difference, so hold on. Let's see. I don't know if it's... Maybe it's just me. You know what? I'm asking for a lot right now. The fact that we're even doing this is just insane. And then, like, you can come in here and, like, you could stitch a pattern on. I mean, there's just so many... I can't even, like, begin to tell you, like, what could be possible with this. Not to mention having fun with just, like, the colorways and things like that. Like, you can just, like, really get fancy with this. And we're really only using, like... Oh, there's that thin wall. We didn't talk about that yet. That's actually next up on our list. But I knew we were going to get caught up with the physics simulations because... Oh my god, there's just so many cool things you can do here. I can't even, like, begin to tell you. You can make this into glass. Shoot, you could probably... You might even be able to make this into, like... I wonder if you could do a water physics. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Well, I have so many ideas. I should have... Oh my god, I don't even like know where to begin. You know what? We're gonna come back to this. We know a lot now. I've just given myself a lot of knowledge. I've given you guys a lot of knowledge. Let's go to our next one, which is gonna be. Okay, we did cloth. We did collider. We did custom. Did we do custom effector? What's this one? Let me just see something. Pre-solve. I don't know what custom effector is. Hold on, pre-solve. Oh. We're gonna have to come back to that one. Hold on. I want to do simulation. Aerodynamics. We did custom force, right? We did custom force. Set effector. I just want to see what this does. Okay, what I have a feeling this does is it will take a geometry from somewhere else and turn it into an effector, and then like output it. So I don't think we really need to go over this one. This is cool. I bet it's just used when you have like a really complex simulation. Let's add in. I want to try the aerodynamics. To be honest, I don't know, like, I don't know how this works, like, physics. Like, what does this do? Missing geometry on surface, capture rest geometry. What? I don't know what this does. There's a lot going on here. This is cool though, like root bending, like the root of the hair, like how it bends. You can simulate water with a noise texture. I think that you can, I think I have an idea. I kind of want to come back to that real quick if you guys don't mind. Like, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna just really quickly just like turn this back into cloth. I'm just gonna just real quick. We're gonna try a little something here. All right, we have ourselves a grid that should act as a cloth, and it does. It falls perfect. Here's something that we did go over. There's a pin group. So I believe we can set the corners or whatever we want to a pin group. And I think the way this works is we can take the index and say if the index is equal to, I don't know, 1. I think we can take that selection and turn it into a pin group. I don't know how, though. Pin group. Let me just see. I will just try it. It worked! Oh my god, it worked. Oh! Okay, so here's what's really cool. Basically, a pin group, what a pin group is exactly what you'd think. Like, it's like you pin something to a wall, and it just sits there fixed and static. The reason I'm nerding out so hard over this is because, like, this is the kind of stuff that you have to typically, like, set up manually. Like, you have to go into edit mode, select the vertice, add it to a vertex group, and then, like, select the pin group within the cloth. And this just, do you have any steps this, do you have any idea how many steps this saved? So now I'm thinking, okay, can we say anything greater than, no, I'm sorry, less than 10 is a pin group. So now it's going to take the first 10. Oh my gosh. It's going to take the first 10, which is like, if we tab into, if we go into wireframe mode. So like the first 10 over here, it'll take those 10 vertices and turn them into a pin group. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is, I don't think you guys realize how important this is. So now we have like this like cloth that can fall. I can't believe we don't have self collision. That's kind of annoying. But anyway, so now I'm thinking, okay, can we do that? And you know what? I want, this is going to look a little crazy. And I think there's a way to combine all these, but maybe we want everything less than that amount. And then we want everything greater than like, I don't know. Let's just try like 150 and see what we get. That didn't work. Why did that not work? Oh, maybe or. It did work. All right, instead of 150, that's so, okay, actually, you know what's funny? I see what's happening here. Do you guys see this little tiny dip right here? That is because that's the 150 point right here. This is the cutoff. So I bet if I said 200, the cutoff will be further along, and it is. All right, so instead of that, let's do, well, we don't really need to do that anymore. I really just want the pin group to be vertice 1, which is in the corner. Wait, why was I trying to do that? Oh, because I wanted to do water. I wanted to do a water simulation. That's why. So imagine taking a collision object and gliding it across the surface. And then I feel like you create something that kind of looks like water. Yeah, no, this is like a huge deal. Like, I don't think, oh, I said invert pin group. No, I don't think people realize like how big of a deal this really is. Like, let's set it less than 42. So now look, it's grabbing the first 42. Look. Oh! Hold on. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing? Hold on. Wait. Are you guys seeing this? I don't know if this is happening in real time or not. Is this happening in real time or is it just like glitching out? I think it might be glitching out. I don't know. I have an idea though. What if we took the scene frame and plugged it into the pin group? Did you guys just see that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that. It's like we're folding it. It's like we're folding it with a pin group. Oh, it's folding it. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, it's folding it line by line. Hold on. I'm multiplying this. Wait. I'm multiplying this. Wait, this is crazy. I just want to get a 2x speed on that. Watch this. Oh. As if it's being stitched. Oh. So, this is crazy. I wonder if you could pin it with a noise texture, like randomly pin different like groups. This is, I don't think everyone, like, I wish more people were watching this because this is actually like, the reason I'm nerding out so hard is because I've been using physics for like the past 4 or 5 years. And now that we have, so I haven't even gotten to look at any of this. And now it's like, my mind is going crazy, like with the amount of things that I could possibly do here. Even like part of me wants to see something. I want to see, I wonder if I plugged a noise texture in here, if it would just select random vertices. No, okay, so it didn't, but that's okay. Let me just see, like, color. I'm curious, like, how this would work. I mean, there's just, I can't even, like, I can't even begin to tell you, like, what could be possible with this. Is anybody else seeing the vision of, like, wow, there's, like, a lot you can do with this. So now what's going to happen is, you're going to, can't even think right now. It's going to go like this, and then it's going to go like this, and it's basically going to take each row and pin it real fast. So cool. All right, in order to see this better, let's give it less subdivisions. Let's do like 50, and let's see what happens. Actually, let's do it. We'll do even less. Because then we can see the results really quickly. What? 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 That is, now that, are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? Oh. So my theory is that it's pinning to the original position of the grid, so it's gonna always pin up top. I wonder if you could take, I wonder if you can animate the pin group. Like if you can take the pin and move it around. I wonder if you can do that. That would be pretty cool, because then you can drag the cloth around. Like, bro, what? What? All because we plugged in the frame value. What? Bonkers, bro. Bonkers. All right. Now here's the question. Can we take that pin group and can we move it? Can we set the position? Can we set the position? Hold on. How would I do this? XYZ. No, hold on. Can we separate the XYZ? Is it a vector? We're only using the X. Here, hold on. Let me get rid of this for a second. Can we move this? Because if we can move the pin group, that right there is actually insane. So like, let's just say, I just want one. I just want the first, I want this pin. I just want to see if we can move this pin. We're separating the XYZ. We're going to recombine the XYZ. What was going on there? Hold on, let me think. This is a pin group. Invert the pin group. Oh, no, this is no, this is crazy. I'm thinking about, I'm just thinking about like this index. This is like a point in space. Like if we, I just want to show you guys this. Like this index is, what is it? This one? I think it's this one. This is the index we're talking about. This is like a vertice right here, right? Like we can take this and we can move it. My theory is that we can move it any which way. And then because of that, we can like basically move the whole cloth and like animate it without a force field, which would be pretty useful for like a lot of different things, like a product reveal basically. So now I'm thinking, what if we do a vector translate? Vector transform? Hold on. No, hold on. Vector, what is it? Vector, is it trans? Let me see something. Vector subtract. Let's you know what? I just want to see something. I want to see what would happen if I just like plug this in. All right, nothing happens there. That's okay. Vector separate XYZ. Yeah. Here we go. No. Combine XYZ. There it is. That's what I want, and I want to move it on. I'll just move it on the X by the frame. I wish that worked. Wait. Hold on. And will this work? I feel like this is not going to work, but I really want it to work. And oh man, this is just a selection though. How would I move the whole over? Oh, wait a second. I think I got it. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, here you go. Ready? Hear me out. We're going to take the mesh. We're going to set the position only of the index that is the pin group. I'm going to throw up. This is so cool. Okay, figured it out. All right, so hear me out. We're going to move this. We're going to do combine XYZ real quick, and we're going to add the frame. So here's what should happen. We'll move it on the Y. Here's what should happen. Oh my God, I got to save this. Hold on. Cloth geometry. Okay, so what should happen is it looks like it's already trying to move. Oh, because I accidentally said that. So I think what's going to happen is everything's going to move in this direction. Okay, so it did kind of work, but the reason that it's not working, let me think of like why it wouldn't work. Let me think, hold on. It's moving that over there. Let me just dumb this down a little bit to multiply by 0.1. So it is actually moving the pin group. Oh, I think I know why it's not working. I think it's because maybe we need everything less than maybe like 10. Maybe we just need a bigger pin group. It is like kind of working. It's moving the pin group, and it's still trying to solve the cloth. It's almost like we need like a bigger, put it in inverted pin group. Oh, you're right, I did. Is it working now? It's kind of working. I see your point though. I did mess that up. Let me see. Did you notice that when I was moving it earlier, it seemed to be working? I wish it would drag the whole thing with it. I wonder why it's almost like it's not, it's allowing me to move those vertices. Hold on, let me think. I think I know. Okay, I think I know. So the index that we're taking is from the original grid, and I don't think it's counting in the simulation. I think we have to take, hold on, I'm probably overthinking this. Moving that, setting the position there. I wonder if we need to capture attribute here, and we need to capture the index and then feed it back in. Why can't I do this? Oh, because this is like going back in time. So I need to do this. Let's see if this works. Oh no, I don't want point. I want, no, I do want point. Selection. Send 10. Yep. I'm overthinking it. Am I overthinking it? I wonder what would happen if I made this 5 though for the pin group. Interesting. I can't get this one for some reason. Hold on. I mean, the pin, so here's what was really interesting about this though. With the pin group, oh wait. Is it working? What the hell's going on now? I did it again? Did I put it in, wait. Why does it feel like it's working now? Oh, it is working. Bro, what did I do differently? I don't think I did anything. Oh, I'm just offsetting the whole grid itself. That's what's happening. So I'm moving the whole, okay, that's what's happening. I'm moving the whole grid, but that shouldn't work. You know what I'm thinking though? And this is the crazy part, is now I'm like, I can hook up an external object, and I think, because now I want to try it. I want to put a sphere in here, and I want the sphere, let's go back. I know I'm going to put the sphere over here. I'm going to get rid of these annotations here. I want this sphere to be the hook for this, right? So what if we take the sphere and the offset, we just basically make the offset the position of the grid. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making sense. Anyway, I want the relative position, the location should be the offset. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Is everybody seeing this? Is everybody seeing this real-time cloth simulation? Well, more or less real-time cloth simulation. Yo! Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is so awesome. Holy crap. Now that is cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. How awesome is that? I can't even begin to, because so now I'm thinking, can there be another pin group and you can like stretch a cloth like away? And also you're probably thinking like, why is there an offset? Probably because of why is there an offset? Let me think. It's because wait. A relative position. Yeah, I don't know why there's an offset, but I don't really care because how cool this is. The fact that I can just oh my gosh, how awesome. I'm loving this. I am loving this, dude. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I can't even like and this is like just the tip of the iceberg. Like imagine like what else you can do with this, right? Like just imagine. Yeah, I think you can rip the cloth because if we go back, if we go to our settings here, there is a tearing option. And I think the reason the tearing would work is because of the mass. So right now it's set to 1. But if we set it higher to something like 10, I think this is per vertice. I wonder if it'll rip then. I wonder what like qualifies it like to be able to rip. Oh, it's ripping. Oh! Oh! What? Let's give it a higher. Okay. So like, let's just like back up for a second because here's why this is so crazy. I could make a whole product on SuperHive and I could just give you I'll just show you. Like if I was making this into a product, here's what I would do. I'd be like, oh, you wanna control the size of the cloth? Here you go, right? And I could be like, size of cloth, 10 meters, right? Oh, you want to control how the quality of cloth? Cloth quality, right? Boom, product. You know what? I can now adjust these things. I would like the cloth to be 20 meters wide, and I want the quality to be 100. And I'll go back, play this, and now I have a cloth with a higher quality, right? And I can even set up a boolean so that the cloth tears or that it doesn't. Guys, I'm just saying here. I'm just saying, right? Now you can see it broke off. And the reason it broke off is probably because we need to increase our pin group to like 100. Yep. And now look. Oh, what? Look. Oh! So that jagged movement obviously started to rip our cloth. And look, it ripped it from the pin group. How? I mean, guys. I mean, come on. Where did everything go? What just happened? There's back to this. Okay, here we go. So like, I mean, again, like you talk about like parameters, like for people who don't want to get into the nodes, you can create something for them where they can modify this themselves. Let's try stretching this 0.1. Oh, you know what? I never really went into the actual threshold for the tearing. So threshold's 1.2. Let's make it 4. It is tearing a little bit. You can kind of tell. I can't believe there's no self-collision, though. That really does surprise me. There's no self-collision. I don't even remember what I was going to be doing with this, but now look how amazing this is. There's so many. I mean, there's really just so many things you can do with it. Like, I can't even begin to tell you guys how incredible this is. Not to mention the fact that like, well, you do have to start from the beginning with the sphere selected, but when you like, we can control where this. I mean, I don't even know like what to say. You could create a whole procedural cloth simulation where you have. I wonder if you can do two separate cloths. Do you think you can do two separate cloths? Let's try it. Because now you got me thinking, right? Like we have all this set up, which is great. But what if I want two separate cloths? I want to see if this will work. This is our whole like setup right here. I want to join in a second cloth. And I'm almost wondering, can I just duplicate all this? Let's try it. But then this time with the second cloth, I want the position to be like, I don't know, like a meter away from the first one. Or not a meter, like, oh. You know, it's funny. Might need this. Yeah, there we go. All right, where is our second cloth? I'm looking for it. Don't have any values. Here it is. All right, there's our second cloth. You can't see it because I have to move it. All right, here we go. Second cloth. Let's see if it simulates both. Oh my God, both cloths at the same time. I'll lower them to 50, and it does. Can I control them both at the same time? I can. I can control them both at the same time. So you can have multiple cloths being controlled at the same time. Why would you want to do this? I don't know. Maybe for like I think someone was saying like a curtain reveal or something. Yeah. I mean, there's really just so much. You could even here's another cool thing you could do. You take a cloth, you put a flag, or you'd make like a flag cloth blowing in the wind, and you say, hey, like upload your logo, and now you have a cloth blowing in the wind, right? So like if I wanted to, let me just delete the top one because I don't need it anymore for this example. If I wanted to, I could take this grid, transform geometry. Here we go. I want to transform the geometry. Also, I don't need to set the position with my whatchamacallit anymore, with my sphere. I want to rotate this 90 degrees on the, yeah, how about there? And then for the size, I want it to be a cloth size. So let's go ahead and extend it out, right? So now we have this cloth. It's still pinned from the top. I want it to be pinned on the left side on everything there. And actually, I have a really cool way that we can do this. You guys are going to be like, this is really cool. You can actually take the vertices that are beyond like a certain point. So if I say like index position, or not position. I wonder if I, hold on. I think I can do this. Position, if the position on the Y, or no, separate X, Y, Z. Position on the Y is less than, I don't know, like 1. I think I can do that. Yeah, so now everything on the left is pinned. So now I can just do like 0.1, right? Not an integer, I want a float value. Okay, let's see this. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Position is 1. The result of those points. Oh, it's because it's in the dead center. So what I need to do is I need to shift it over to the right on the y-axis by 1, or maybe more. Let's see if that works. Look at that. Look at that. Now I have the pin group is now everything to the left, right? So we have a pin group to the left. I don't know why it's like going all over the place here. Doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to add in a force field because we know how to add in a force field. So let's add in a force, a custom force, and we want that force to be plugged into our effectors right here. And the force is going to be traveling in the y direction, like 1. Let's make it more. Let's make it 13. And let's get rid of gravity. All right, now you can't tell what's happening because we need a noise texture. And we need to have that noise texture going into a combine XYZ only on the Y. And we need it to be vector scale. We need it to be like scaled up maybe like 10. I don't know. Is it working? Is it working? Try Y and X. There it is. Let's do 4-dimensional It's working, but it's not really working the way that I want it to. So let's try 100 for the scale. But now this isn't perfect because it's being a little weird. Oh, because we have normalized checked. There it is. Still not perfect, but you get the idea. Let's dumb down the scale. It's a flag. How would we get it to blow in the wind more? I guess you'd have to animate the W. Let's try animating the W. Yep. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. We have ourselves, and we didn't even add the subdiv yet. We have ourselves a flag simulation, and we can make it better by enhancing the detail here. Yep. Thank you very much. And that's how it's done right there, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so we're basically, I just can't even believe you can do this stuff. Like, this is so funny because, like, you walk away from Blender for like 1 second and then like all this cool stuff happens. Like there within this live stream is like 10 mini tutorials. Like, honest to God, like I can't even believe like what this is capable of. Now, to make it look more like, I guess, let me see. I want to see what happens here. That looks a little bit better. I guess you could speed it up too. Adjust the scale. Let's see something. Maybe that scale is too much. There we go. I don't know. I find this crazy that like this is even possible, all with geometry nodes. You know, like this is the kind of stuff where I'm like, people would like pay money for this stuff because most people don't feel like figuring this kind of stuff out. This is the node group, by the way, that I'm working with here. I hope you can see this. I can consolidate it a little bit. It's kind of hard to do because there's just so much happening here. Let me just see if I can consolidate it for you guys. Because each one of these is doing something like completely different, obviously, but we have like our force field down here. We're choosing our pin group up there. Here's a better idea of like how this all works. There it is. Boom. Oh, you can't really see some of that. There you go. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and test some more ideas out. All right, we're in a new file. Geometry nodes. I just want to see what else was in that simulation area. Set effector, custom effector. Oh, you know what, guys? I wonder, you know how we couldn't do, we had our cloth dynamics, but we couldn't do self-collision? I wonder if you have to set the cloth to a collision and like make it collide like with itself. Like, I wonder if that is the case. Where's the effectors? I'm just wondering if that's like, I don't know what this is. Residual error. Oh man, there's so many. There's like, I just can't even begin to express to you guys like what might be possible with this. All right, now here's what I don't understand. This I don't know what this is. Does anybody know what this solver does? Because I'm not 100% familiar with this solver. Simulate physics using the XPBD framework. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It seems interesting though. All right, what else do they have? Regular simulation. This is like a simulation zone. Yep, and then they have custom effector, custom force. Man, there's so many things. I mean, overall, the cloth physics I feel like is like there's a lot that you can do with that. Like, really, there is. I mean, I can't even believe that. Aerodynamics, I don't understand. Inverted pin groups. Ah. Haha, yeah. Oh my God, you'd have so many. That would be crazy. I kind of want to go back to, what was it? The logo press. I still can't believe how cool this was. Let me go back though real quick because this, I want to move this down before the collider happens. I just want to move this down. Let's go back. Oops, not that far down. Bro, how, like, this should be really close to the surface. I don't know why it's not. I just want it closer because I don't want it to have to wait so long to collide. There we go. All right, let's play it back. All right, we're playing this back. You can see that our cloth is starting to ripple. For those that are just getting here, this was what we were originally messing with the cloth. You're going to see it press into the logo soon here. Now it's hitting the logo. Look at that. See the logo forming in there? That's the logo right there of Super Hive. Unbelievable. Imagine when they add pressure to cloth. Is it soft body or cloth that has pressure? I think it's cloth. So imagine that. I'm trying to think. What other options were there in there? This is just. I mean, this is just next level. Next level, guys. I wonder if we did the thin wall on here, what would happen? I didn't think. I think you have to do. Is it transmission? Yeah, you have to give it some transmission. Right now we have the thin wall. Thin wall is enabled, disabled, enabled, disabled. I do see a difference. Look at the top-down view. Before, after. I definitely see a difference in the way that the light is like being transmitted through this. It's very interesting. Whoa. Oh my God. So cool. So cool. It's the low-level building block for creating physics node groups, the cloth dynamics. Ah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Subsurface. Give it some subsurface, you're saying? Oh, can I give it subsurface? Why isn't it letting me? Oh, when the thin wall is enabled, you can't do subsurface? Or is the thin wall itself a subsurface, basically subsurface scattering, but like faster version of subsurface? I mean, how stinking cool is that, though? Like, also, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Blender have a built-in, like, library? I think if you go into shading, is it over here? Or is it? Remind me again, guys. Is it material library? What's it called? Asset browser? Yeah, this is it. Where is the materials? Isn't there like supposed to be materials in here? Yeah, there are. Okay, cool. Let's see. Fabric. Oh, I want to try a linen fabric. Is it really that easy? If it's like clicking and dragging? Oh! Wait a second. Why does it look like weird though? Hold on. What's going on here? Why is it like grayed out? Am I tripping? I think it worked. Let me try. Let's try galvanized. I thought I just downloaded it. There it is. Interesting. So look at that surface texture though. Woo! You know, it's funny. I never really. Does anybody ever use these? I really don't use these very often, but they are pretty cool. I want to try the leather one. Whoa! Wow, that's cool. Look at that. We add an area light. Yeah, you can see it. Wow. My computer is going so slow right now because of like, I don't know if it's the texture or what it is. The texture is working really nicely though. Oh, it's packed. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, because I was gonna say it's like it's kind of like a weird. They have frosted glass. That's cool. Oh, car paint. I want to try that. Let's go, car paint. Oh, that's sick. Whoa, it looks like a wrap, like a car wrap. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. So how do you unpack it? You click on one of these. I don't know. All right, look, let's see. Oh, they got paper. Oh, paper's about to look sick. Oh, sick. Although I don't love that you can't see the logo as much, but it's still pretty cool. I want to try this mesh fabric next. This is, I love that Blender gives you this stuff. What? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. See, like, now people are going to look at this and be like, bro, did you use Houdini for this? Oh my gosh. And like, it's so like here's what we can do. Like, I'm gonna show you because like I want to add a camera in here. All right, let's snap to our camera. And just like, let's just like take a look. Why is this going so slow, bro? Oh, I know why it's going so slow. I know why it's because we have so many subdivisions on this bad boy. You know what? I'm unsubdividing it. Edge, unsubdivide. And then I'm gonna it saves it. It saves it. Hold on. Now that's cool. You're probably thinking that's really not a big deal. No, I promise you it is, because normally, guys, you have to like completely rebake, but it like I think it almost just like saved the bake itself. Yeah, it is. I could not agree more. All right, let's bring this up. I just want to see what this is going to look like. It looks so good right now. Wow. Let me give this a little filmic action, maybe some medium high contrast. You know what? Let's do high contrast. I can't get over the like texture is like actually really, really nice. And if we let this continue to play out, so cool. Wow. I almost really like this kind of moment right here though, like that initial like, you know what I mean? Is this, am I tripping, or did the texture like just change? Like it actually looks worse now. All right, where was those other textures? I want to look at those other textures though. So I have my mouse, for those that are wondering too, is like, oh, you said the procedural wood. I want to see, where is that one? Ooh. My mouse is one of those like fast scrolling mice, so you can just like really, you know, like really quickly like do that. I think it did not apply. Asset needs downloading first. Well, then download the damn thing. There we go. Whoa. That's sick. It looks weird because of the scale we're using here, but whoa, look at this. Oh, that's so cool. That is awesome. Wow, that's so cool. Snap back to my camera here. That is something else right there. I want to see what this metal looks like. I love just like, is anybody else like me? Like they just love like experimenting with these different things. Why does it look so weird right now? I wonder if it's because I have to go back from the start and then press play again. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that was why we were getting weird results, because we needed to redo that. Where is that collection? Oh, you have to go up here and go to Asset Browser. It's called the Asset Browser. I don't usually like mess with this stuff, but now I really want to try the clay. Oh, look at the scratches. So awesome. I want to try cobblestone brick. I basically want to try all of them. Ooh, interesting. What else we got? Oh, here we go. Knitted fabric. Oh, whoa. Bro, who designed this? This is sick. And then look, you press play, let it play for a little bit longer. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, it just looks so good. You guys can't see it from here, but it looks really good. And then what you could do is you could add in like you know, like small hairs and like fibers to make it look even more realistic. I'm sorry. I realize that my face is blocking the asset browser. I'm just trying to look at like what they have. There's so many like interesting things in here. Oh, carbon fiber, bro. Hold up. Oh. Does anybody know how to unpack the asset? Oh, you click that button. Okay, that's how you do it. Oh, whoa. I know I'm acting like a little kid, but like this is so like the fact that you can even do this is like kind of insane. Oh my gosh, bro. Wow. The paper was cool. Oh, skin? Yo. Honestly, kind of cool looking, but like a little bit strange. A little bit strange is what I meant to say. Wait, they're done by Blender Studio? I'll tell you what, props to that guy because new way of creating tufted pattern on furniture. Yes, like that's, dude, so cool. Let me see something. The light is a little bit intense right now. Yeah. All right, let's try plastic. I want to see what that looks like. Kind of hard to like tell what's going on with the plastic, but it does look cool. I think we did almost every single material. Ooh, gold. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, we didn't do chrome. We didn't do metal chrome. See, this would be really cool for like a balloon, like, you know? Rough metal. Nice, that's a nice texture. And then rusted metal. Oh, bro. So sick. I think we went through almost every single texture. I don't see marble in here. Did we do? Oh, we didn't do frosted glass yet, did we? Let's do regular glass. So, like, with regular glass, like, what, I wonder what they did with that one, because I can't imagine it's too different than your normal glass BSDF, but you know what? What the heck do I know? This is really cool. Oh, look, you can change the panel width and height. So I could be in here, I could be like, oh, you know what? I want them to be square. I want them to be 0.1 each. Ooh, or smaller. Oh, can't have them be a negative value, can we now? Oh, that's so sick, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. That's actually like kind of cool looking. Let's go back real quick. There we go. That point right here is good. See, like, I'm not getting the effect, but the tile, like the tiles themselves look really, really good. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell from like the live stream, but they look really nice. All right, let's do a few more materials and then we'll kind of come back and maybe we'll actually make something that looks really cool. I actually really don't know like what I really want this to look like. I'm just like having fun like creating all this stuff. Oh. Oh crap, what happened? We gotta go back. All right, let's press play. We're gonna watch this simulate all over again. This is gonna go slow because of, well, yeah, Blender. See, like, you could have this press in and then you could have it like stitch. You could bake out this mesh or, you know, whatever you want to do and then right, stitch it in there like that. But like, look at the, like, I mean, the kind of like level of detail you get with like some of these textures is like, it's actually like pretty impressive, like all the work that they've put into it. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to find a texture I really like. I want to get a nice angle under this thing, and I want to I basically want to put some depth of field on the camera to get like at least a decent, solid, some kind of render here. Let's try. You know what? Let's do the knitted fabric because I think I really did like that one. I want to choose maybe a color that's like, maybe like a little bit like a tan, almost like brown, maybe gold color. That looks really good. And then yeah, because like look at the texture here. I mean, wow, right? And we have this nice like just logo press. Like again, when we come back to the simulation nodes, Just wow, dude. Just wow. And then we can change, of course, the scale of our basically the whole entire simulation can be changed. I might even go to edge and I might do unsubdivide one more time. And I do want to shout out one more time, of course, guys, is our Super Hive deal on Core right now. All right, let's press play. Do you see that logo? Did you guys see that logo press? Hold on. Let me go back here. Let's scale this bad boy up. Where's the scale? I'm going to transform this geometry real quick and add in a value. I'm going to scale it up quite a bit. I want to scale it up so that it's like just about as big as everything else. That looks good. Let's go ahead and hide it. And still a collision object. So when we simulate this, boom, right? You have that boom, that texture just coming right at you. I almost, you know what? I need to subdivide this one more time because now that it's bigger, we might need that extra oomph, right? So ready and press. Icing on the cake. But we do need to come back to this because it's really we're losing some of the detail in the head of the bee on a Super Hive logo. So why are we losing that, bro? Nope. I want 140. Oh, I want a higher voxel count. We're losing some of this. Why are we losing some of this? Oh. Hold on. I know why. Because before we smooth the geometry. Whoa, why are we losing some of the logo here? That was it. It was the color ramp messing it up the entire time. Now we should be like better to go, right? And it's a little smoother. We can smooth it out even more or less. Maybe less. Let's do less. And let's hide this. Let's go back. Let's play it one more time from the top-down view. Yeah, you can open them if you want to. Yeah, I got you. Boom, there it is. And boom. Beautiful. Now we have that nice logo pressing in. And then if we want to get that intense like lighting, even though we kind of already have it, we can move our area light a little bit off to the left. And now you see, look, like we have this really like intense lighting on our scene, which is really nice. And you can also decrease the spread count even more, but I don't want to do it too much. Maybe like at the most like 80, right? And then of course you can adjust your exposure, but we don't want it to be, well, necessarily overexposed. This looks pretty good because you're getting that really nice, like you can still see the logo, which is good, but we don't want it to be too intense. Now let's snap to our camera real quick. I might bring my camera down and angle it a little bit, right? Like kind of angle it upwards a little bit like this. Kind of bring it down. I want to go to my side view, rotate it upwards on the X, snap back. Because I don't want it to be too much, right? But I want to have that nice like depth of field. And I might even go with like a wider angle lens like this and with some strong depth of field. And I like to turn my depth of field on in my my viewport here. So I'll turn on depth of field. For aperture, you do something ridiculous. You can kind of see like I can adjust that focal length there. Now, typically though, guys, I will mention, I probably would be doing this to real world scale. So if we really want to do this to real world scale, we could, and then the depth of field would like obviously look a lot better. But like you could still mess around with it in terms of this, but you know what? I kind of like the top down view better. Let's go back. I changed my mind. And obviously this is going a little bit slow. And one of the reasons for that is just because we have so many like vertices going on here. I don't even think I added a subdiv. Did I add a subdiv? And you know what? We don't want any depth of field anymore because we're going for a top-down view. We'll add in a plane, scale that bad boy up quite a bit. Maybe just make it like, I don't know, like the color of the fabric, generally speaking. We can always come back to that later. But it's looking really good. I'm more or less pretty happy with it. You know what? I'm not, though. So hold on. There's a couple more things I want to do. Scale this up quite a bit. There we go. Go back. Play it. Let's see. Just make sure it fills the whole frame here. Perfect. And that's it. Nice. Now it's like, at this point, I mean, there's still a little bit more that I would do. Like I might even, okay, I got a few more things I want to do because I kind of want to like have this like stitching pattern. I'm going to subdivide this one more time. I'm going to go back to geometry nodes, go to the start, and I want this to be scaled up to 10 because I really want this to be like pushed up, like really, really quick. Ready? It's getting pushed up. It's getting pushed up. And how would you make this game ready? Oh, I'm not sure. I feel like, is that like the going joke? Look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks good. And then imagine, boom, it stops. We stitch in the outline. Oh my God. Icing on the cake. Icing on the cake, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're probably thinking, well, okay, that's really cool, Kenny, but like, how in the heck am I supposed to get a logo stitched? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that you asked me that because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Here's what we'll do. Well, first thing we need to do is duplicate this guy, okay? And then what I'm going to do is get rid of the collision because we don't need that. Actually, we do need this, though. Okay, so I'm going to hide this guy. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to delete all this stuff. We're going to take our logo, which is right here, and we only want the edge of the logo. So what we're going to do is I'll just do like, I don't know, 200 by 200. I just want to take, I want to separate the geometry, but what I want to separate is edge boundary. Yeah, I want to separate is edge boundary. See if that works. Oops, that's not separate. My fault. Separate it again. There we go. All right, so what I've done, this is where this gets really cool. What I've done is I've taken now the edge of, is everybody able to see this? Sorry. There we go. So what I've done is I've now taken the edge of this, right? Let me just go into this. And I've basically said, I just want the edge. That's all I want. And then I want to go ahead and smooth this out. Smooth geometry. And now what we can do is say mesh to curve, right? And now we have a curve. And what we can do is we can say, I want to stitch along that curve. And this is where it gets like really interesting, right? So now what we can do is maybe we can be like, okay, I want to have curve, oops, curve, oh my God, curve to points, right? Here's where it gets really cool, right? If this is going to let me do anything at all. Oh, it's because it's playing the animation. That's why. Whoopsies. Curve to points. Now look. This, you guys are going to be like, this is insane. Ready? So we're going to make a stitch on each point, but check this out. I can trim my curve. So what I can do is I can say, I want to trim my curve randomly, basically, is what this is doing right now. And it's going to trim it from start to end, and it'll trim in our stitches, whatever we decide to make the stitches. Ready? So we're going to go here. We're going to say instance on 2 points. And then in this case, I just want to do an arc. So I'll do like an arc primitive. And then the arc, we want to have the arc facing the other way. So we'll transform it real quick. We'll flip it on the, I believe the Y. Yep. And then we'll make it half. So we'll do 180. And then we'll, wait a second. Do I need to rotate it this way? Hold on. I think I have to rotate it on the X. Yep, there we go. So now look, we have all these stitches. We just need to make them a little bit smaller. See how now we have all these stitches? We'll rotate it another 90 so that it's kind of like following the pattern here a little bit. Now we can adjust it to be rotated so that they're following the like the actual curve. I just forget how to do it. I gotta see. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can align the instances to the rotation, I think. Let's see if I can do that. That's it. But we need to get rid of this now. I think that's it. Oh, it's negative 90. Is that it? Did I do it? Bro, why is this going so slow? 180. Flip it. Why is it not working? There it is. Okay, so Our stitches are now following our logo. Is everybody following along so far? Right? And then we can increase or decrease the amount of stitches depending on really whatever we want. This is kind of like more or less like what I'm going for. And now, even though they're instants, we can now say, or we can now realize the instances, which are curves. Then we can say curve to mesh, right? And then we can say, okay, I want our curve to have a circle profile. And then we'll do, I don't know, 10 and then 0.01. So now they're like small stitches. And then to make them like thin at the ends, we can simply plug in the spline parameter, which we'll do factor into the scale. So now look, we have the thinness at the ends. And here's a really cool trick. Ready? You can add a color ramp and you can decide exactly where you want it to be thin and where you want it to be thick. So we could do black at both ends and we could do white in the middle. And what that'll allow us to do, if we just get another black color swatch in here, is now we can basically have it be thin out on both sides, right? So now it's like, you know, thin on both sides and it goes whoosh, right, like that. So now what we have is we have our stitches. Everything's looking good. We need to go back to our trim curve because this is going to decide where the curve starts and stops. And then we just need to decide how long we want the stitching to take place and really where we want the stitching to start. So I need to now go back and unhide this cube. Or, oh no, I'm in focus mode. I need to go back. I need to go all the way back and see when we want the stitches to come in. Oh no, bro. Oh my God. I forgot to make a new geometry node setup. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. So this is a good lesson learned. I forgot to. No, bro. Oh no. Oh my God. All right, this is really embarrassing. All right, it's okay. I'll fix it. Oh man. I got to make a new one. I'll just call this whatever. Oh my God. I cannot believe that I just did that. Oh, dude. It's okay. I just really need to quickly make this into a mesh. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Man, this is embarrassing. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. That's okay. You know why? Because actually I want to go back and just make sure I get everything correctly anyway. Because this is actually a really good learning like point for me because I need to take my time a little bit more. This is okay. This is okay. I'm glad, actually really glad this happened. So can you just tell how glad I am that this happened? All right, there we go. Fixed. Just make it a collider real quick. And let's press play, make sure everything's working. This was a good moment for me, actually. Minor setback. Very, very, very minor setback. That's okay. Okay, let's see what happens here. Boom, collision. Okay, so we need to go back because I actually do need to scale this up a little bit. Always before the collider, so we'll do transform geometry. Bring it down a little bit too. Oops, that's the rotation. Perfect. And then we will scale it up by a value of our choosing. How about 2? That's too much. 1.4. Cool. Let's hide it. Let's press play. Now, what's really cool too is like sometimes you have to apply scale with physics, but I don't know that you need to do that in geometry nodes, or at least there's no indication to me that you would need to do that. All right, so at about frame 18, I think we're ready to start trimming in this curve. So I will start, I'll reduce this down to nothing, right? I will insert a keyframe here, and then I want these stitches to come in all the way to frame 48. I'll press I. Let's go back, and let's press play. I actually need to reposition them anyway. We're going to use a set position and just push everything down a little bit. Okay. Now I basically want these to be all the way down where the bottom of this is. So let's see. I'll set the position. Where is it? I'll do it at the end, just everything looks good already. It's fine. Okay, -4. It's weird though. Why is needs to come down a little bit more. All right, we'll do -4.6 maybe. Maybe a little bit more. That's weird. Did I have it right the first time? I guess that's pretty darn close. Oh, you know what else I need to do? I need to check on the scale. Why does everything look like it's not lined up? Oh, because I scaled up the original logo. How much did I scale it up? 1.4. So this naturally needs to also be scaled up 1.4. Right about here. We'll scale it up 1.4. And I hope this works. It worked. All right. Let's see how it looks. Bro, what? Oh, I can't see anything because my area light is all the way up here. Why is... Am I tripping or does this look different? There we go. Oh, okay. You know what I need to do? I need to like stop the force field at a certain point so that it kind of just like fades out. But this is, I honestly, like when this is like said and done, look at that. Look how cool that is. Here, let's let it play all the way through to like frame like, I don't know, 60 or something, and then we'll play it back. We'll let it play it back. We'll let itself play back at a nice frame rate. Hold on, let me just do this. Let's see how it looks. Why is it not playing back at a nice frame rate? Let's do view, render, play blast. You guys ever done, has anyone here ever done a play blast? They're actually pretty nice. Oh, I didn't put it in rendered view. Oh no, I did. Oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. Do you guys know what a play blast, does anybody ever do play blast? Play blast is basically like a viewport preview animation so that you can just like see the timing of something. I do it a lot just to like see the timing of something if it's not playing back at like full speed. It's almost done. You're missing the save police from CG Cookie? Oh boy. The save police. All right, here we go. Pretty cool. So like we didn't really do too much with this, but you could really like get into the nitty-gritty of it. The only thing I don't like is that the if you look at the way it's like stitched, like obviously the stitches, so how do I explain this? The stitches kind of come in and they like kind of like expand, which I don't like. Like normally like they would kind of come in and already be there and then like slowly be animated out. But like this is kind of like a cool, I don't know, this is a cool, it's a cool moment in Blender history here. The fact that we're even doing like cloth physics right now with like geometry nodes is actually like insane. Like props to the Blender development team. Just anyone like involved with like this update and just like really all the updates is like we just have so much to appreciate. I feel like with Blender right now. I do want to quickly shout something out though. I'm going to shout out some of my own stuff that I've been working on with CG Cookie. Obviously, you know, we kind of talked about this a little bit. I'll drop this in the chat. We talked a lot about this, which is our core sale that's coming on. This is a fantastic deal. You're literally getting 11 courses. I specifically am teaching, where is it? I'm teaching physics, not geometry nodes based physics, because you're getting all that for free right now, but I'm teaching like core physics in Blender using like rigid body physics, cloth dynamics, you name it. But there is just an incredible amount to learn here. I'll show you a few little sneak previews of some of the things that I've been working on for the course, and hopefully, you guys appreciate them a little bit. These are pretty cool. Let's go ahead and play this one back. This is part of our CG cookie, again, core physics in Blender, the fundamentals of physics. This is one of those rigid body physics simulations, and God, they're just so much fun. This is like the wrecking ball one that we go through, one of the first ones we go through. A little basic, but again, just so awesome to learn about rigid body physics, friction, mass, passive versus active rigid bodies. There's just so much that we go over, and there's so much content. I want to go over a couple more examples for you guys of some of the stuff that we've been working on, and we've been working really hard on this. Where is here? This is another cloth simulation. So we talked about product reveals earlier. Let me go ahead and play this. Doesn't seem to want to play for me today. All right, I'll go over the particle one. So this is one of our particle physics simulations that we go over using force fields. A lot of fun. Oh my God, there's so many things that you can do with particles. It's just insane. So there's just a couple of fun ones. This one's dynamic paint, little rain simulation for you here. Again, this is like sort of like a faked physics effect, but it's also super fun. A lot of this stuff you learn in core. It's just so much fun. Just so much fun to mess around with this stuff. Here's a little force field action for you right here. This one's a lot of fun too. We talk about, again, like rigid bodies, like pulling things together with force fields. I mean, it's just so much fun to create these types of like simulations. There's a couple more I want to go over. I don't know why they're not loading on my screen, so I apologize for that. Here you go. This is a good example right here. These are some of the main projects we go over. I'll start with the top left. Top left, we have our wrecking ball simulation. Next up, we have our soft body physics. That's right up here in the middle. Little cloth simulation on the right. Fluid logo reveal. So much fun to do. So much fun. These are all standard physics. This isn't geometry nodes based physics, but you got your fluid simulation. We have a nice little smoke simulation here. Bottom left, we went over that one. That's dynamic paint. Particle physics, and then of course our we have particle physics and force fields as well. Did anything change from the previous one? There's a few changes. Yeah, there's a few updates there, and some new fresh projects for you guys. This is another one we go over. This is actually one of the projects we go over. This is a fun one. This is a little smoke simulation action for you. So much fun to mess around with these. And then we have another force field attraction. Oof, smooth like butter. So much fun to do these. It's a good one too. Oh man, just again, like when it comes to creating like some amazing things in Blender, I always just come back to physics. I don't know why. I think there's just something about seeing things interact in like a sort of like a realistic way. It just allows us to create something easily presentable for a client or just for our own personal portfolio, just for fun. I love this kind of stuff. You guys know how passionate I am about Blender in general, but obviously with physics simulations, there's just so much that we can do. This is a little fun shout out to Superhive again. I know I keep talking about Superhive. This isn't a commercial or anything, but this is just a fun rigid body physics simulation. I just happen to have like the vector logo for Superhive, so I can extrude it in Blender, make it into a nice little physics simulation with not geometry nodes, with physics. Oh, so much fun. Where's another good one? Oh, this one's fun. This is a little lemon. We actually did this on YouTube. This one's fun. You got a little bit of lemons, and they kind of just they explode. A little bit of fun there. This is a photo scanned lemon from polyhaven.com. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Oh man, there's just so many. Like when we talk, this is a geometry nodes project. This is a little bit of an older project, but still fun nonetheless. We have a little bit of a proximity growth here. Pretty awesome. Oh man, here's a little bit of fuzz for you. A little bit of a fuzzy teddy bear guy there for you. Oh, so nice. Such a nice render. I love that render. I'm flaunting all my own renders here, but gotta be proud of your work, right? Let's keep going here. I think, this was one that, so a lot of people were asking me about this. Where's the good render here? Yeah, a lot of people were asking me about this. This was something people were wondering about when it came to how do we achieve like this kind of like cloudy smoke. This is something I might drop a tutorial on my personal channel for just in the future, but this was, man, this was a fun one right here. This was a really, really fun one. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. So like it was we were gonna call it iced coffee. Again, I never really got around to like finishing that up, but man, that was a fun one. And it was just so much fun to like experiment and try like different things to get the results that I was specifically looking for. Look at this. You guys will appreciate this. So like when it came down to like I was trying to do like a rope add-on for geometry nodes, and I took a picture. I have this little, dome desktop magnifier. So I put it over some thread to try to like see what was the thread count, like how many revolutions or spirals were happening within the rope, and tried to get like a good reference for a animation. And actually, do I have that animation in here? It's somewhere in here. If I find it, I'll show you. All right, what was this one? What was this? Oh yeah. This one was cool. Oh man, what did I don't even remember what I was doing with that one. Oh, another quick shout out to Superhive. Little fur render here for you. A little bit of fun, yeah. Yeah, this is a great PC. Yeah, this so the PC that I'm working right now is an RTX. The graphics card is an RTX 3070 Ti. Very fun. It's nice to have like that good computer, but it's not for everybody, right? Like some people can't afford that, and I totally get that. The only reason I was able to is because I worked on a bunch of client projects, and when I wanted to expand my business, I decided that I would invest in this, and I've had this for probably about 3 years now ish. Definitely 100% worth the investment, though. Absolutely worth the investment. Stupid ad drowned me out. This is another fun one. I know I keep shouting out Superhive, but this is back when we made this was part of a tutorial I made with them. Man, this one's so much fun. So much fun. I love a good rigid body simulation. I really do. Oh, what was this? Oh, this was like a turbulent, like almost like an airplane, like aerodynamic simulator type of thing. It's a fun one. What else do we have? It's fun. I love looking at old projects. If you guys know anything about me, I'm always looking back to see what I made to try to like either reverse engineer it again or remember how I made it, or just for fun, just to look and see what I used to make. Where is let's see. Well, anyway, why don't you guys do me a favor? Drop a quick comment. Let me know what you want to see next on here. I'm going to use the bathroom really quickly. Quick little bathroom break, if you will. And while you're waiting, you can take a look at this. I'll put it on repeat for you. I'll be right back in less than a couple minutes, guys. Give me just one moment here. Alrighty. Okay. What? I always mention CG Cookie. What are you talking about? Minimum specs required for aerodynamic simulation. Actually, the one that you were just watching isn't even really real CFD, but it's basically dynamic paint with some color ramp and stuff on it. You can probably run that you can run that on a floppy disk. We want to see more optimization tutorials for render and low spec comps like Blender optimization tips and render optimization tips. Actually, yeah, you know what, guys? Let's do this real quick if you don't mind. Let me write this stuff down because I will make if I can get, come on, bro. There we go. All right, so first one is let me see. Let's see. Tutorial for what? Tutorial for optimization for low spec computers. All right, what else we got? Oh, render optimization tips. Like render speed, you're saying? All right, render optimization tips. What else you got? Water smoke simulations. Oh, water smoke simulations in GeoNodes. Also, I do want to drop a geometry nodes physics tutorial because that I think we'll go over specifically cloth, force. What do we do? Force fields and collision. Okay. Okay. Good. So let's see. Okay. Anything else you guys would like to see in the future for like tutorials specifically? Because I'm gonna write these down and send them to our team, and yeah. Here we go. Keep the comments coming, guys. Soft body simulations. Okay. Anything else? You guys can comment whatever you want. I mean, oh, collisions. Yeah. Like anything you guys want to see, like we'll try to make a tutorial for it in the future because we're gonna kind of start wrapping up this live stream just a little bit here. Learned a lot actually with collision. With cloth itself, we even learned like pin groups, target object. Yeah. We learned this with noise texture. And then collision we learned with any object really. Yep, collisions. Yeah, yep. We can definitely. These are some things that we can absolutely do. Hair, like hair physics. Yeah, I gotta learn. I gotta learn myself how to do that. But once I learn, I will teach you guys. The heck, bro? Sounds like there's birds fighting outside my window over here. Anyone else hear that? Those birds were going crazy, bro. Anyway, all right, physics. Oh, hair. I just wrote physics. Hair physics. Must learn first. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. These are great suggestions. In fact, I might even mock them up in a little Google Doc here, if you don't mind. Because these are I love well, me personally, but also CG Cookie, since apparently I don't shout them out enough. CG Cookie also loves when you guys come up with new stuff because it gives us something to create for you that you guys really want, right? Like, so that's super important. Here we go. Let's get this in here. All right. I'm gonna get a real list going here. There we go. How's that look? All right. Did I miss anything? Let me see. Hair, perhaps. We heard them. You're going to be busy. I know. UV unwrapping in geometry nodes, bro. What? Hold on. Let me see. Alrighty. Cool. All right. That's crazy. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, thank you, and really appreciate you joining. I really, really, genuinely do. Yeah, no, these are great tutorial suggestions that I'm writing down right now. So keep them coming, guys. This is like, yeah, no, this is great. Especially, I'm gonna star a few that I really think will be great. This I think will be a winner right here. This 100% a winner. Well, I guess these are both the same thing, right? These are all. This is all one thing. Like how to get faster renders in 5.2 or whatever. Because, like, I mean, the way I see it is, like, you guys are part of the channel in a way where, like, a lot of the stuff that you suggest ends up turning into content in some form or another. So, like, it really helps a lot. Weight painting. Okay. Like, weight painting in terms of, like, to optimize or for what outcome. That's it for me. I squeezed out as much as I could. All right, nice. Yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions, just like let me know or let us know. You can obviously like comment on this video too, if you want to. I think I have some that I already like am really interested in. Oh, snow, dirt, and displacement. Okay. I can show you that real quick. It's actually pretty simple. I'll show you. So if you have a plane, basically, and you scale it up, give it a couple subdivisions. So like if you go into weight painting mode right now, basically like you can paint wherever you want. So I'll just paint like right here. Just go ahead and do this. Right? Maybe something like that. So let's say you weight painted and it looks like that, right? Obviously like the way it works is like wherever red is like the more dense part, black is like nothing, right? So what we can do is now that we've weight painted, we can switch back over to object mode. We can go to like particles or hair. I like to do hair because I feel like it's like the simplest. And then where you go to source, you can go to, or no, I'm not sorry, source. You go to vertex groups, and for density, you just basically select the group that we just made. There we go. Let me just reduce the hair length so you can really see. So now, basically, wherever I paint, I'll make it even. There we go. Actually, let me make it like something ridiculous, like 30,000, so you can really see this. There we go. All right, now you can really see this, right? We have the hair right here. Wherever I paint, if I go into weight paint, it'll basically show up, right? So wherever I paint, we'll get more hair. Does that make sense? That's really like how weight painting works. It basically gives you a like a heat map of where things are happening. Like it's almost like a custom vertex group, if you will. Does that kind of make sense? And then like wherever you paint is where things will happen. So let me go back to object mode. So that's how you do that for like hair. And then would you say dirt? So like for like dirt, what I would do for that is I'd probably just do like, I guess you could do particle. There's a lot of things you could do for that. Actually, you could do hair, but then just have a target object. What was the other one you mentioned? Hair, dirt, displacement. Oh yeah, displacement. So with displacement, we'll do dynamic paint type canvas, and we'll just do displace. I'll add a sphere in here, and I'll just animate it across. Insert a keyframe in the front, 60. Insert. So now we have something that looks like this, right? The sphere is animated. All we need to do now is add a dynamic paint type brush. Click add brush. And now you have some displacement. But you're thinking, oh, I want the displacement to happen only where the weight paint is, right? Well, if that's the case, then you're going to do something a little bit different. You are going to need to, well, one thing you could do is we have the format is vertex. You can actually go down to, where is it? Actually, I did have this once. Oh, there was a way to do this, and I don't remember what it was. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I think if I remember, I swear you can do it in here. I thought there was a, I'm so sorry. I thought there was a section in here. Maybe there's not. But that's how you do like normal displacement. Now if you wanted to do dirt, what I would do is I would just do like same thing we did before. Get rid of your dynamic paint, add in your hair. But instead of hair, we're going to render out not as a path, but as an object. And let's just say you had just a little like icosphere and this was like a particle of dirt. Now what you can do is you can just say, I want this to be my target object. And then for our vertex groups, we'll just choose this one for the density. And then I'll just go ahead and do like, I don't know, random scale like this, right? And then again, like just with like dirt or whatever, you can like, you know, you can make it look like whatever you want. And we'll just do, I don't know, 3,000, whatever. So now look, we have our object here, right? And if we go into our weight paint, wherever we paint is basically where this is going to happen. So now we can paint here. Now, obviously, we can subdivide this more. And the more we subdivide it, the like basically the stronger, or the more detail that we can have with our weight painting, right? And now if we go back into object mode, you can up this to 10,000, right? You can really get pretty crazy with it. And you can paint pretty much anything you want, right? Right now it's at 10,000. We'll do 40,000. So now look, again, you go back into weight paint mode. Oops, that's vertex paint, weight paint. And then you can just click and drag, and wherever you click and drag, we'll basically just add a bunch of particles because they're being targeted within our setup. So that's really like the basics of weight painting and kind of how it works. Again, you're just like setting a target area for where you want these things to show up, and then Blender looks for those target areas and it places a hair on every single one of those, like, I guess, pixelated areas. But obviously the scale you can adjust and the density. Oh, and we're using a target object. We're not using a hair, right? There is one more thing you can do. Where is it? Where is it? I think you can actually decide like how big they are based on the weight paint, but I don't remember exactly where you do that. Anyway, pretty cool, right? I don't know. I thought it was pretty awesome. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If there's any final questions that you have before I go ahead and log off here, please just let me know, and we'll go ahead and answer those, and then we're going to go ahead and hop offline. But for right now, it is going to be an open floor, open discussion. I am going to X out of Blender here. We had some really, really good, good quality suggestions there, like really good quality suggestions. I'm just going to say this is now open discussion. It's open discussion time, ladies and gentlemen. Open discussion. All right, open discussion. What do you got? Drop your questions. Boom. Open discussion time. Oh, next live stream. I don't know. Not 100% sure. Probably in August, if I had to guess. Meanwhile, me and Blender 4.5. Oh boy, come on, man, catch up. No, but I literally just downloaded 5.2 LTS today, so it's like I was already behind, you know. So there's that as well. When will the next live be? I don't know. I'm still at it. What is up, Sasha? Oh my gosh, Sasha, how are you, man? How's the weather up there, my guy? How to get clients as a 3D artist. Okay, I like it. These are some great suggestions, guys. Great suggestions. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. What do you think of Blender's new open movie? I haven't got a chance to look at it yet. Unless, which one are you specifically talking about? Is it the one where the dude's flying through outer space with all of his buddies? That little, like, amoeba looking thing, or is it a different one? Because I saw that one, and that one was pretty awesome. I can touch on that one, but I don't know if there's another one that I haven't seen. Just because I'm, like I said, guys, I'm kind of just like getting back into kind of like the live stream, you know, world a little bit. But no, that one, oh man, if it's the one that I think you're talking about, what is it? Blender open, what is it called? Open movie? What you call it? It's an open discussion. Can you tell me? Bro, no, we're not gonna discuss anything inappropriate on this live stream. Good Lord, Careful, you're gonna get they're gonna get you. Oh, is it this one right here, Overgrown? I haven't seen Overgrown. I saw Singularity, which was super dope. I haven't seen Overgrown though. So I haven't seen it yet. But you know what? That would be actually a fun topic for like a video. It'd be like Blender open movie reviews, and this could be a series. I like it, or even a live stream topic. Potentially a live stream topic. And are we allowed to? I feel like we're allowed to talk about it, right? Yeah, I got to look at them, make sure there's no like copyright infringement or anything like that. But it sounds like, I mean, if it's Blender, you know, I feel like it's probably fine to drop a video and talk about like what they're using. So, Overgrown. Complete 3D roadmap, because every beginner faces this issue. Okay, you're gonna have to go into a little bit more detail when you say that. Like, are you looking for like a beginner tutorial? Like you said, complete 3D roadmap. I'm gonna unhighlight this only because I'm not 100% sure like what you're. That's pretty vague, so it could mean anything. How to get into 3D industry, like getting a job in 3D. What skills are required to get a job in 2026? I'll add that under this. What skills required to enter the 3D industry? Good. You got it. Awesome. Good. All right. Complete 3D roadmap. Guys, we got a lot of great suggestions here. Is there any other ones that you guys are like thinking about? Let's see. Optimization. Render optimizations. How to get faster renders. Okay. Now these are honestly, these are really, really, really clutch. Like I love, we should do this at the end of every live stream. It's just kind of go through and like do like a recap, you know what I mean? Because like even in like the geometry nodes physics tutorial, like there was a lot, like we learned a lot. Like we really, really did, like genuinely. And especially because like this is how you learn in real time is you come in here into Blender, you open it up, you know, you have all these new features and you just start playing around with them and just like see where they take you. And you really just never know what you're going to get, which is one of the reasons I love Blender so much, because you don't know where it's going to take you. It could take you to a new product. You could develop a new product, or you could find a new client. I'm going to give you guys a great example. One time I posted online just for fun, just something that I made. It was like an embroidery effect, like something being stitched together, like a logo. And I got a client project from that just because, and that wasn't the intention, right? That wasn't me trying to get a client project. It was just something cool that I made, that I posted. People happened to like it, and then they reached out and said, "Hey, can you do this for our company?" And I said, "Absolutely." You know, what's your budget, right? And then we kind of take it from there and figure all that out. In fact, I should mention here how to budget a project and what to charge is probably something that people would want to know, right? Yeah, I know. I like that idea too. And it's a good way to wind down while I'm not like, you know, hardcore blending in geometry nodes, like deep in the nodes. Like I should probably, you know, it's a good buffer period, right? When in your Blender journey did you realize you had the ability to make what? Oh, might not answer that one. That might not necessarily be stream appropriate. Did you mean to comment that, or was that something different? I mean, there's no limit to what can be created in Blender. For me, I'm usually like searching for like new client projects or like potential opportunities for new products that I want to sell. That's just me personally, because it's like, for me, it's a business. It's also fun, but the cool part for me is that I can actually create fun things for myself or solving my own problems, and those later will turn into sort of like part of the business, or like maybe like one of the ways that I'm making money, right? Which is kind of like the whole idea in the first place, right? Texturing. Texturing. Okay. It's nice to have someone working on Blender while you yourself are doing client work on Blender. What do you mean? Oh, like knowing that there's clients that want work done in Blender. If that's what you mean, then yeah, I absolutely agree. How to budget, and what is the limit that is too much, and where is too low price-wise? Yeah, let me see there. I'm just going to type in limits, and then I'm going to say high versus low. Yeah, so I don't want to get into it too much because like I'll probably make a tutorial about it eventually or a walkthrough. But like really, when I'm doing client work, like typically they'll come out with a budget before I'll even say anything about money. That's typically what happens in my experience. But if they don't, I might even start with like, look, like what's your budget? Because I have a threshold that I don't go under. Like if it's too cheap of a project, I really won't even take the project because I know like what my time is worth now because this isn't my full-time thing. So I charge more than like maybe some other people would for like simple things or what might seem simple. It's important to know your minimum. So I'm going to just type know your minimum starting price. Does that make sense? Like there's a price that you always start at, and like any project below that, no. Unless it's a small change for a big client project, like $1,000 project, then maybe you can do a small change for a small amount of money. But like typically I won't go under anything like under like $300. Like that's my personal cutoff. Like, and sometimes it's more. It really depends because I know what a project's going to take, so I know what to charge for it. Yeah, that's me. Again, that's me specifically. Like it might be different for other people that are in different economic regions of the world where money can go further or it goes less, right? And you might need to charge a lot more to compensate for like currency being worth less in a different country, in a different part of the world, right? So, and I'm US based, so everything's US dollar for me, right? You have to make at least $35 per hour. Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. Do you charge like hourly versus fixed price? And I'll just call this structure, right? And that's the other thing. I like fixed price. That's what I like. And on that note, half up front. Always get half up front. I won't even look at my computer before I see half up front hit my account. That's me personally, right? Yeah, and then there's a message retracted. But yeah, but that's the kind of stuff that I can cover. I can cover that. Sorry for inappropriate questions. I thought you can answer and you're family friendly, but love your yapping. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look, so CG Cookie and like anybody that I work for, like I always keep my content appropriate for all audiences because there are a lot of age groups that are using Blender, so you just really never know like, who's going to be watching. But no, it's all good. I mean, like just, try your best to keep it just like on topic, obviously. I appreciate the apology. Calculate time. Oh yeah, like that's the other thing. Like calculating like time spent, right? Know your expenses and you'll have a starting point on what you need to charge. Well, that's the interesting thing too, is like some projects, there are no expenses because I'm using Blender. My main expense is usually my time. Every now and then, you need to download like a material file or like something like that. I kind of build those into the price, like if I'm charging a client more than $1,000 for something, I'm probably not going to be like, oh, by the way, I need an extra $5 for this model of a trash can that I downloaded, right? It's not like that. There's a certain threshold where it's like, that kind of stuff doesn't matter. I don't even think about that kind of stuff because the amount is enough where I'm going to get whatever I need for the project. Now, if I'm spending hundreds of dollars on photo scanned assets, then yeah, I'll probably include that in the price breakdown, right? So let me go ahead and say how to create an invoice and structure cost breakdown. And I'm also going to say expenses paid on which end, client or artist. Because that's a fair question. That's a fair question. Yep. Geometry nodes for product visualization. Okay. Yeah. Now what I meant. Yeah. Oh, it's not what you meant. Yeah, you do have to pay. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, your actual life expenses, like your utility bills and things like that. Is that what you meant? I'm sorry. If that's what you meant, then yeah, you need a minimum threshold. Like I said, like, and the guy that's commenting, just so you know, that asked that, he does this kind of stuff and he does client work, so he knows that like sometimes it's not worth your time to take a certain project. It has to be at like a certain level of income for you and whatever your business is, right? So, and everybody's business is different for Blender. Like some people might only sell products online and that's their whole business. But for me, it's a mix of both. I do client work on the side. I recently finished up a client job, but I'm still selling things on Gumroad, Superhive, like wherever else I can sell them, right? So it's like you have to think about those things and think about how much money is really coming through the door. How much money am I actually making? And is it worth it to continue to pursue these types of client jobs? I mean, if this was my full-time thing, that's awesome, but it's not. So it's really just side money for me. Where do you stop at scenes? When do you stop adding details to a scene? Great question. So it's like, my art teacher in college always used to tell me, like, art is never done, right? There's always more that you could add or take away or simplify or complicate or whatever. If for client projects, it's pretty clear because you just see when they're happy, and once they're happy, you should be happy too. And there's a lot of the times where it's going to be artist versus client, right? You're going to try taking feedback. In fact, I'm going to put this right here, like accepting feedback and client etiquette. So I'm going to call this. How do you spell etiquette? Etiquette? That's a tough one. But where was I going with that? There's going to be times where the client thinks they're right or you think you're right, and you might have a little mini argument, and then nothing gets done. What the client wants is what the client's going to get, right? Now, if they say, hey, you have full creative freedom, Kenny, I'll go for that, and I will try my best. But when it comes to client work, knowing when to stop is when the client tells you, you're good. This is what we wanted, right? Or you just have to keep on experimenting. Now, with your own personal work, that's kind of up to you, right? I can't tell you when to stop adding details because it also depends on the type of render that you're going for. If you're going for realism, I mean, you can probably just keep adding and adding and adding until like you feel like it's really realistic. Sometimes getting other people to sign off on your work can be very validating, so you can also do that as well. Yeah, you said you can't type. Previs, how to sketch a scene, block a scene, and keep to the sketch. I like it. All right. Do you think 3D documentary channels are saturated? Can you make videos like that? I mean, I'd have to see the specific ones that you're talking about. I don't see why you couldn't still make videos like that, but the question is, like, are all the clients already hiring someone who they're sticking with? Because a lot of the times when you do good work for somebody, they're going to keep coming back to you. So if there's some guy out there that's doing all these documentaries, he's probably got his plate full, but the people that are hiring him probably like the consistent output that he's creating. So there's a good chance that some of those markets might already be super saturated, right? Write down, be organized in file structure and naming conventions. Oopsies. Perfect. Thank you. That was a good one. Yeah, no, I mean, like, and also, if you guys are just getting here and you're probably like wondering what the heck's going on, we're going through and accepting all of your tutorial suggestions. Now, this doesn't guarantee that every single one of these is going to be created into a tutorial, but this is a really good starting point for like, okay, what are people looking for? Like, the people that are watching our live streams are some of the most engaged people on our platforms. So what are you guys looking for out of CG Cookie? Like, what can we provide to you that is of value? And that's why we are doing our open discussion. All right, we're going to start to wrap this up. Last couple of questions, and then we're going to be done, guys, because I do have to go. Super excited for you guys to see Core when it comes out. Man, am I excited. Oh, it's going to be brilliant. Brilliant, let me tell you. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put it in the chat. Did I already put it in the chat? I think I did a while ago. That's okay. All right, looks like we got a couple more questions here. What do we got? What types of contracts to choose in client work? Project-based or long-term? Okay. Yeah, project-based is more like you do one project, you're done. Long-term is like they keep coming back to you for more things. That's a tough one. It really just depends on you as an artist. But I do want to quickly shout out, really quickly, we have our Core 5.2 LTS guided 3D learning path for Blender. This is years and years of experience. Let me go ahead and shrink myself down here. This is years and years of experience that you guys can take advantage of. Some amazing, amazing courses, including but not limited to 3D modeling, digital sculpting, lighting, and yours truly, we have Physics with Kenny Phases. So if you guys are interested in something like that, please go ahead and check it out. We are more than happy to have you guys check out our pre-sale, $149. Again, you're really not going to find a deal like that anywhere else on the amount of amazing content that we have within Core. All right, that was my quick shout out right there. Again, just going to go ahead and drop that into the chat below. One more thing, yeah, let's go over a few more questions and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Make Eevee renders as good as Cycles. Oh, Lord, that's impossible. Just kidding. Make Eevee look like Cycles. Again, this is like the age-old question, right? Video Editor 5.2. LUT. Oh, tutorial. Yep. These are great, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. This is really, honestly, I love this stuff. I love looking at your suggestions. I really, genuinely do. Because it's like, it puts me in like your shoes and I can realize like, what is it that you guys actually want to learn? So, no, these are really nice. I do have to get going here, guys. I want you guys to have an absolutely fantastic day. Keep on blending. Mess around with some simulation nodes. You know, come up with some new stuff. Oh, we have one more quick suggestion. Okay. Production pipeline. File structure. Library. Wow. Overrides. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, it is. All right, good. Thank you, Kenny, for your patience. It was really nice, great, awesome. So glad you guys enjoyed. Really, really, really thank you so much for tuning in. Again, just thank you for being part of the community. We really appreciate it, and we hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. There will be more in the future, I promise. As soon as I'm available, I'll hop back online and we'll go over some more cool features. But in the meantime, I think we have plenty of suggestions to go off of for future tutorials. Guys, have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you in the next one.